spot some football. All my sports teams off season go through withdrawals, 30 minutes to tip off. Like Rakim was saying, we got ideas, give me ear problems. Sound like thunder and rain. I'm excited that you came on this journey with 3 of my friends. Defy life till we die and grow wings. Just a different perspective. Haters in every direction. Refuse to live my life based off your projections. Their expectations are lazy. My expectations are crazy. My lady defies me. Koozie, Brown, Brady, Jordan, LeBron, Aaron, Bonds, Mayweather, Ali Foreman. You get the picture, greatest ever born. I attack without warning. This is not around the horn. The other shows whack, a lot of yawning. You really want to be the best, got to pay the price. We make winning look easy. Welcome to Defy Life. Defy Life.
Welcome to the Defy Life Podcast, brought to you by Bud Bottles, home of the Bud Bottle and the Bud Freshener. Please visit budbottles.com for your odor eliminating needs. You can listen to the Defy Life Podcast at godefylife.com, Spreaker.com, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio, anywhere where you can find your favorite podcast. Check us out, comment, give us a like, follow us, all that good stuff. This is episode 68 of the Defy Life Podcast. I am your host, J.R. Glymph, joined as always by my wonderful co-hosts, Keyonne Small, Alvin Glymph, Gerald Hedrick. How's it going today, Keyonne?
I'm going great. Everything is going great with me, man. How you?
I'm good, man. Good, thank you. Al, what's up, my man?
Man, I think you're going to have to call me Quilly tonight.
Oh, what's that?
Uncle Quilly.
Red Man fame.
Yeah, my man. See, I was wondering if anybody's going to get that.
Yeah.
Call me Uncle Quilly. That's kind of my alter ego, one of my alter
Uncle
egos.
Quilly, huh?
Okay.
Uncle Quilly. And that's where I'm at right about now. Oh. That's what my homeboy Mel calls me when I'm in my, I say whatever the fuck I want.
Oh, all right.
And I'm just in that motherfuckers on got me there mood. And I've been getting so many texts on Dak and Zeke. And they're like, their comments about the Jerry Jones stance that I guess I'm just in that Uncle Quilly phase because that's just where I've been for the last 2 days. So, yeah, just call me
last time I heard this trembling in your voice was when I said Obama didn't do nothing for black people.
Yeah,
that's the last time I heard.
People just get you in a place where you just like...
I can hear the trembling.
I haven't been here since LeBron came to the Lakers, where people are just texting me and I'm walking down the hall and people are like, hey, can I talk to you for a second? Like, really, yo? Come on. I'm not the face of the Cowboys. And I'm just like, they speak for them. I mean, that's where I'm at, homeboy. Just call me Quilly.
Well, should be an entertaining next 2 hours, folks. So stay tuned.
Yeah.
Quilly.
Absolutely.
We're just along for the ride. Yeah. Gerald, what's going on, my man?
How you doing, man? I'm excited to be on the show tonight. I want to give a quick shout out to the whole Defy Life team. We've had an amazing last 2 weeks. Guys, the site is filled with amazing content, fire content out there, and we do it for the fans. So we definitely, guys, check it out. Post likes, post comments. Let us know your thoughts.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
And if you're not messing with Defy Life, what is your life about?
What is your life about anyway? That's what I want to know. Yeah, I definitely second that. Shout out to all you guys. I got a text from a very smart gentleman I know that says, "Hey man, we built a very good team," and I definitely second that. So, again, to piggyback off what Gerald said, thank you everyone. Follow us on social media on all platforms at Go Defy Life. So let's keep this train moving, man. We in a good place.
Yes, sir.
So definitely second that, Gerald. Definitely. But yeah, man. And Thomas Stevens. And first of all, I'd like to apologize to everyone for the delay. Usually we are out on Wednesdays. We have a new show for you up every Wednesday. However, Mother Nature decided to lay the smack down on me last night and knock my power out till 3 a.m. So our studios here in downtown Nebraska were flooded, and we were incapable of delivering a show. So we promised to give you some extra fire tonight. And Thomas Stevens will join us whenever he damn well pleases. He is Eddie Kane Jr. /
Hello.
David Ruffin / I get here when I want to. So he will get here when he wants to. So shout out to you, Thomas. We'll talk to you with 3 minutes left.
That's right.
Yeah.
If I'm a little bit late, wait a little bit longer.
Exactly. Oh man. With that being said, every week per usual, we start off with a few news tidbits. So, first off, this is always crazy to me when I see this obscure law. And since I live in North Carolina, this always pops up every now and then. But now there's a judge that has ordered a Texas man to pay nearly $9 million, $8.8 million, for having to a North Carolina man for having an affair with said man's wife. There's a very obscure law in North Carolina, which is still in the books. It occasionally rears its weird head. It's called the alienation of affection, or the jilted spouse law, where you can actually sue somebody for wrecking your marriage. And so there's a man in North Carolina. I'm not gonna say his name, but he.
Why not?
Why not? It's out there. Let him know.
All right. Well, Keith King is he apparently owns a like a BMX. He owns a company that takes like BMX shows across the country. So pretty well-to-do entrepreneur, who his wife works for him and works with him rather. And they were doing a show in San Antonio. She met this guy at the BMX show. Shortly thereafter, they're having an affair. Keith finds out about it, takes them both to court, sues the dude, and wins $8.8 million. Not a bad come up for one show in San Antonio, I would say. Yeah, man, and it's crazy because Fletcher Cox, defensive tackle from Philly, from the Eagles.
Yeah.
He actually
I remember this guy.
He actually had an affair with a woman from North Carolina, and her husband attempted to sue Fletcher Cox. I don't know if that ever went anywhere, but yeah, he got caught up in the same law. But yeah, so crazy. So Keyonne, what do you think of this? If you had the opposite, man, I ain't gonna say opportunity, but if you had the bad misfortune of some dude having an affair with your wife, but you could come up with $8.8 million, what would you do, man?
That's a tough. You threw me a curveball now.
You didn't see that one coming.
No, I have to think real hard. So you thinking of some athlete or something? He got it.
Yeah,
you ain't just suing to sue kind of thing.
Yeah.
I hate doing stuff through courts, but I would think real hard on this one, brother. That would make me think. This the money. You take the money and for somebody that got it. Now I'm not suing somebody. Just the fake lawsuit. You win and you never gonna collect. I ain't gonna say I do it, but I think real hard about it, bro.
Yeah.
I would think really, really hard about it.
Yeah. Al,
I'm sorry, that's not a good answer.
Nah, I mean, I'm with you. Al, you working it out, or you taking the money?
First of all, so let me just make sure I understand the question correctly. So I have the opportunity to make $9 million, give or take, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the question is, am I suing this person to get this money?
Mm-hmm.
My answer is hell yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
But the alternative is you ain't working it out. You letting wifey go.
Whoa,
but you get $9
that's
million.
This is the same wifey that just had the affair.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I just don't look like a sucker. That's my hesitation. You look like a sucker. Like
You can call me a sucker as I fly over in my private jet.
Call me a platinum plated sucker. Like that. Oh man.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And let me also just say for the record, fucking somebody else's wife is whack as hell. So,
yeah.
like,
Absolutely.
I just think that in terms of my rules and how I live my life, that's the sucker shit right there. Like, I just think that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah. So Gerald, as the single dude on the show, How would you feel if you had to give up that $8.8 million for fucking somebody else's wife?
Man, I mean, my fans not gonna be happy with this answer. Come on, man. I guess I feel like that. I hope it was worth it. Is there anything out there that much worth it? Like, the crazy part is, this definitely hit home late last year because of the Fletcher Cox situation, and we all kind of got a nice chuckle out of it. But I think his name was Joshua Jeffords, and he was married to Catherine. And I guess she met Fletcher. She was bartending, and she met Fletcher, and they was exchanging all these texts. And Fletcher was like, "I want to get you pregnant," and all kinds of crazy stuff. So she was like, "I want to have your baby." But the dude only sued Fletcher for like $50,000, and that was like right after he signed that like $100 million contract. I was like, so if this money, and then he turned around and sued his wife. So, but I think originally they were trying to work it out, and she ended up moving to Philly. She packed up bags and moved to Philly.
And
so and Fletcher ghosted her. So but I did a little research on the law, and it turns out that people do get sued for this shit here, man. And apparently the most, that's the $8 million, is not even the most what's ever been awarded. Like I read a case today where the judge had ordered somebody to pay $30 million.
Wow.
For cheating, man. So yeah, that's if you married in North Carolina, man. And you better be careful, man. You could have to pay a little bit more than alimony and child support and all of that other stuff. You could get hit with this alienation of affection law.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Derek Fisher probably glad he live in California.
He checked the books like, we ain't got that law in the books here. I'm good.
Ain't got that.
Wow.
Okay.
And by the way, Al, I am keeping up with our Uncle Quilly moments. We have one Uncle Quilly moment so far.
I'm gonna try to get up to like 9.
Oh man! All right. Well, it was one on the ticker so far.
Yeah. I just gotta say one thing though, Al. You ain't getting no damn private jet for $9 million though. I'm gonna let it slide, but I can't let it slide.
Even if I lease one. And give you the finger as you call me a sucker.
Yeah. Or you might be able to get Creflo Dollar's old jet.
The one that's breaking down.
Exactly. It'll get you from wherever you at to North Carolina to get your money.
You can get some jet fuel.
I know this for a fact. From Atlanta to, I think, Tampa, it's like $10,000, like one way. So I don't know. That's another subject. But private jet money is a little higher.
No doubt. Well, Uncle Quilly gonna make it work though.
Yeah, he'll make it work.
No doubt.
Like I said, I'll spend the $10,000 just to give everybody the finger.
Pooh ain't even on this. Pooh gonna be late. He ain't gonna know why you flipping him off mid-air. He's gonna be like, why y'all flipping me off? You should have been on the show, Pooh.
Fuck all y'all.
I wasn't even there. Al flying over Pooh house. Fuck Michael Jordan. Oh man.
It's gonna be wives begging their husbands to move to North Carolina now. Like,
oh man, that's crazy.
I dare you.
We're gonna see a 20% increase in population.
Oh man.
and some departures.
Yeah. Right.
Some people moving and don't even know why. They just leave.
Wow, that is crazy. Oh man, speaking of crazy shit, Keyonne, your boy Stephen A. Smith, man.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alright, so I was just gonna save any LeBron talk for my parting shot because I want to give a shout out to LeBron, but thanks to I know you people are going to say, who, after I say this name? But thanks to Rodney McDaniels. You know, all of you that has been with us since like show 3 probably know Rodney, but you know, back then we were damn near unlistenable. So you probably don't know.
He's a hip hop genius.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you know. Exactly, he is a hip hop beast. But you know, he's still a member of Defy Life, but you know, he's kind of an archive on the podcast. So that's Rodney McDaniel, folks. But he shared a Twitter post today from our good friend Stephen A. Smith. Winston-Salem State's own Stephen A. Smith. Good God. Took an opportunity to pat LeBron on the back and kick him in the ass in the same Twitter post, right? So essentially, you know, saying it's a great thing that what LeBron's doing. Definitely, and, you know, when somebody starts out with the monotone congratulations and you know, it's a great thing, you can almost sense the butt coming right after that, right? So immediately after he congratulates him and big ups LeBron for, you know, for starting the I Promise School in Akron and everything he's doing, he immediately hits him back with this, essentially saying it ain't got shit to do with basketball. He still had to go the same basketball. My question is basketball season. Why is Carmelo not in L.A.? Why is Chris Paul not in L.A.? This is all this Stephen A. Smith usual stuff, right? Keyonne, you want to talk about this? What you got to say about your boy, man?
Well, I hate to say it, but it's like a coon. I call him a coon. He's a coon for this. With everything going on around with like Donald Trump, and he's smart enough to see that. He see the shots Trump is throwing at LeBron, all the heat LeBron's taking, and for him to open up this school. My beef with this was, it's basketball season is over with. It's not all of the major trades or major free agency stuff is over. We're kind of at a point now where the season is kind of like resting. You know what I mean? So when Brian does this got nothing to do with basketball. Like when you talk about greatness, to put it in perspective, and I'm not going to go on and on. I know we got to keep it concise. Our answers concise. But we talk about greatness. Like we got to keep in context that if Stephen A. Smart to notice, this is sports. This is a game. Like it's really stupid, really, right? We watching a basketball game. It's just stupid. It's not great. It's just, you know, you're good at a game. What LeBron James did with this school is something like really different. Like when you talk about greatness, it's a whole different level. So either give him his props for that, and that's it, or only focus on team, like whatever going on within the sport. But to mesh them together is like really coon-like behavior, especially with all of the stuff going on around with the Donald Trumps and everything attacking him. You piling on him at a time when you don't even have to do this right now. You know what I mean? That's why I have such a problem with it. I can go on and on, but I'll end it right there.
Yeah, he's essentially saying shut up and dribble without saying shut up and dribble.
Yes.
Yeah. Al, what did you think about your boy Stephen A?
So, first of all, hearing his thing today, the post, first thing that came to my mind was a wise man once said, anything before the word but don't mean shit.
Yep.
Don't mean shit. Don't discount that shit, right? He's setting it up with like, all right, so I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm about to disrespect your ass. Like anytime people say that, expect to be disrespectful.
Exactly.
And, you know, anybody who listened to this show, anybody who was around me when he's on, you know I'm not a Stephen A. fan. So let me just throw that out there before I even get that out here. Well, no, I'm a LeBron fan because he's a Laker now.
Okay.
Back that up. He's part of the family.
I just don't understand that.
The other thing that's kind of whack is that on the day, part of the whole rah-rah of this great school being created, this great idea, something that's needed, something that needs to be promoted and give it its own shine. Like just whether it's LeBron or any other athlete or entertainer or philanthropist, the fact that this is being created, the idea that anybody who's supporting that cause would throw some shit in the game is just whack. Like that on just that principle alone, that's whack. But then it's like, and again, let me just say this again. My critique is not just because I'm trying to bring LeBron in the fold. Like, I'm not just trying to prove to the LeBron fans that, yo, for real, I'm down. I got LeBron's back. He's just flat out wrong. That's just what it is. And it's like, when I heard it, it's like, why would you think that? Because LeBron, if he wanted him, he could have had him there. We all know that. If Paul has to come to the Lakers, he's probably going to take a pay cut. He got broke off staying in Houston, which is like, I was surprised he got all that money, to be honest, but still, he would get all of that, I don't think, if he comes to the Lakers. So it's a financial decision. Carmelo, like, again, he wants to start. He's not starting in LA. So why would you suggest that his homeboys don't want to hoop with the best player in the game? Like, and that's just kind of my problem with Stephen A. 9 out of 10 times, I disagree with his fucking opinion. And like all of us, our opinion comes from our perspective. But it's like, and we all just shooting opinions out here. I get it. So I know there's a whole lot of people who think my opinions be wrong. I get it. But 9 out of 10 times when this dude is spouting off, I'll be sitting there like, get the fuck out of here. He's wrong. Like, nah, that ain't true. And if he was one of those dudes, kind of like how you are with Jay, our cousin JR, where he just be saying shit and it just gets you your blood boiling and you're like, yo, nobody gonna say nothing to this dude? Y'all just gonna let him spout off with this bullshit. That's how I am with Stephen A. Smith. Because 9 out of 10 times when he be coming out his mouth, I'm just sitting there like, man, shut the fuck up. Really.
Yeah. Uncle Quilly moment number 2, folks.
Thank you. I'm going for 9.
Yeah, we are on our way. Gerald, what you think about it, man? Was Stephen A. completely out of pocket as usual?
Man, I got a couple of points. You know, I'm not gonna say I'm a Stephen A. fan, but I don't also think he's always wrong. I think he's wrong in this aspect, and I think he will be. I think the sports community. I think any, you know, the humanitarian community, the black community, like whatever. I think everyone's gonna let Stephen A. know that in this aspect he is wrong. Everyone knows that by now that I'm not the biggest LeBron James basketball fan on the planet. But I am probably the biggest LeBron James humanitarian, black leader, civil rights activist, social justice warrior fan that I could possibly be. I love this dude off the court. He continues to wow me, you know, daily, man. Like, I actually wish more athletes had the gumption and the not fear of tarnishing their brand, as if that's a thing, when they speak out on social injustice. But I do think it takes the star power of a LeBron James to be able to say some of the things that he says, to do some of the things that he does, and it not have a negative backlash on what he wants to do in the business world, what he wants to do in the entertainment world. I mean, what more can you ask this guy to do, man? He creates businesses. He's got several TV shows. He's an entrepreneur. Like, this guy, he's a job creator. He's his own economy, and he doesn't mind taking that and putting it back into his community. And for that, man, all I can do is give him a round of applause. Like, I hope. I mean, LeBron's a phenomenal guy, man, and anyone that can't see that, anyone that wants to hate on that, what he just did, I don't want to jump out there and say I've never seen anything like it, because I know there's, you know, people have big hearts and they do a lot. You know, Stephon Marbury comes to mind, and other guys, and I know all these guys have charities and foundations, but I don't see anyone as having taken it this far. And I hope he has sown the seed of showing the example of other men and women of all backgrounds to do the same thing, man. I thought it was phenomenal. Stephen A. is wrong. He's an idiot.
my biggest thing is it's unnecessary at this time to bring Michael Jordan name into it. Like Jordan, I mean, what? This is unnecessary, dude. You know.
Yeah, but like to me, it just it screams of self-hate, right? And we see this. First of all, big middle finger to all the people within the media and the world of fandom that are trying to pit LeBron's accomplishments against what Jalen Rose has done, because he's got his own school as well. Like, why can't we just be happy for people?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why can't we just celebrate the moment instead of just like bashing and comparing and trying to pit our brothers against each other when they both doing great? It's whack. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, Keyonne, Michael Jordan ain't got nothing to do with this. Carmelo, Chris Paul, they ain't got nothing to do with this. Like, and I'm with you. Like, just let that moment shine on its own. And it's fucking July. Ain't nobody talking about the NBA.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't like Stephen A. don't have the platform to talk about the NFL and everything else. Let the NBA be where it's at.
And
yeah, there's a lot of other stuff going on. So, yeah, that's whack, Stephen A. So, but it ain't just him. I've seen it across social media. I've seen it across the actual media where people are, you know, they actually asked, you know, to the point where Jalen Rose had to address it on Get Up on his own show, like, you know. So it's whack, man. Just let these dudes have their moment. It's crazy.
They all wonder, like, was it an agenda? Like, what was the reason? I mean, to set aside, like, you're doing a video, you post, you know what I mean? Like, it was some intentionality here.
Yeah. It wasn't even on his show.
Throw this opinion out here. Just like, what was you thinking?
I can give you the agenda, Al. His show is struggling for ratings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
Yeah.
Like, it's his job.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, man. My bad.
No, it's cool. I mean, I cut you off all the time, but his show is struggling for ratings, man. So it's like he's balanced about. That's why I call him a coon. He's a hired coon. I said it in text. When you work for this entity and your job is like to survive at all costs, so you gonna take down casualties, you know what I mean, in any kind of way, just so you can, you know, survive. He's not, you know, it's all about him basically. It's all about Stephen A.
Sometimes to get yourself more exposure, you say something wild as hell.
Yeah.
And I think this was one of those, like, you know, I'm about to try to jump on some balls and create me a quick buzz, and I hope it backfires on him. But I think that's all it was. It's like he taking shots at the throne because ain't nobody talking about him. You know, hadn't nobody mentioned Stephen A. in the last couple weeks, so he wanted to be at the forefront of everybody's minds.
Got it.
Yeah.
You could put him right next to Whitlock. You know what I'm saying? This is something like Jason Whitlock would do the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Yeah, and I'm always wary of like grown ass men who play like who play the stupid card. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't. And then, like, it doesn't even seem like he actually believes it. Like you said, like, he's just saying it to get attention. And so I'm just always wary of dudes like that, man. But I don't know. Enough on that bum. Sick of Stephen A. I'm with you out. So, no. On to some listener questions. Man, we got to find some happier news tidbits. Because we get our listener questions on, like, we got listener questions like, what y'all motherfuckers want? Oh, man. All right. First up, as a follow-up to last week's question, you listened to the show, and said he had a follow-up to last week's question. So, Dre from Columbia, again, what up, homeboy? Thanks for sending the question. As a follow-up to last week's...
in the house.
Exactly. Dre asked last week who will be on your all-NBA DNA team. So I'm going to ask his question, and then I want to add to it because we actually talked about doing a spinoff of that question as well. But really quickly, Al, who would be on your all-time freak? Who would be your all-time freak at these positions? So all-time freak at quarterback, running back, and wide receiver. And athletic freaks for y'all out there who think I'm going another direction. I ain't talking about Rick James or
I'm a lead.
Stormy Daniels. Not those kind of freaks.
I'm gonna leave that quarterback from Atlanta. I'm gonna leave him for Keyonne. I'm not even gonna say his name, so I'm gonna go with Randall Cunningham.
Okay.
A brother that just kind of revolutionized how quarterback position was played back in the 80s and the 90s. So yeah, I'm going with Randall Cunningham at quarterback.
Okay. All right. Who's your freak running back?
Bo Jackson.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. Nah,
Bo Jackson. Athletically a freak, but then being able to hit 450-foot home runs and be one of the best running backs in the NFL. You are an athletic freak.
Okay. Wide out. Who's your freak at wide out?
And since I'm going first, I will shout this dude out. And y'all might just have to come up with somebody else. But I'm going with Randy Moss.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I'm going to take him.
His name after all.
The freak. Yeah, I'm going with him.
Okay. All right. Gerald, who your freaks? Quarterback, running back, wide out.
Let's see. I'm also gonna leave that guy from Atlanta out there.
Matt Ryan.
Hey, Matt Ryan is pretty athletic though. He's pretty athletic though.
Damn right.
He's sneaky athletic.
Man,
now, we talk about white dudes. You gotta say sneaky athletic, man.
But if you Jake Locker, nah, man. If Randall's off the board at quarterback, man. Honestly, I mean, y'all gonna think this is the homer answer, but man, I gotta take one, man. I gotta take Cam Newton.
Cam, man, nah.
I gotta take Killer Cam, man. 6'6", 260, 4'5". I mean, man. I mean, what 70 yards with the flick of his wrist. I mean, what can't the kid do, man? And I'm excited, man. It's been a long time as a Panthers fan that we've had even a player on our team, not even a quarterback, but a player on the team that is as good as him, man. And I have thoroughly enjoyed watching him play, man. I can't, and I think he's probably going to go down as one of the all-time greats. I mean, what he's already done in 7 seasons has been nothing short of spectacular.
Is he the best Panther in history already?
Yeah. Who else? Is it even close?
I'm not gonna give him the best Panther in Panther history because I'm gonna still give that to Agent 89.
Steve Smith.
Yeah, I'm gonna still get at the Smitty for now. But ask me again in a couple more seasons, and we might be having a different discussion.
Yeah, I can see that.
I can feel that.
Yeah. All right. Who's outside of Tim Biakabatuka? Who's your all-time freak at running back?
Give me Tim Munger, baby. Bo's gone, man. So I'm gonna have to take. Barry Sanders, man.
That's what I was gonna say.
He's my favorite. He's my favorite running back to ever play the game, man. And he had that perfect mixture of balance and speed and agility and man, if he would have played actually behind a halfway decent line, man, there's no telling what he would have been able to do, man. Barry, man, I remember just watching him, his knees and feet, and just thinking I was watching popcorn kernels pop every time his feet touched the ground, man, like crazy.
Yeah, can't argue with that. Definitely. Wide out. Who's your freak wide out?
Moss is gone, huh?
Yeah. I mean, I guess he can say we can't double up. So, I mean, if you agree.
Man, if I can't have, you know what? I was also a huge fan of Calvin Johnson.
Okay,
damn,
you
took my other one.
I was a huge fan of Calvin Johnson, man. Like if Moss is gone, then give me Calvin Johnson, man. I think the measurement. I think that kid was like 6'5", like 230 or something, and I believe he ran a 4.2.
Yeah.
I mean, skip this guy, man. Yeah, give me Calvin, man. Give me Megatron. Okay. I miss that guy. Yeah. He could have played for another 5 years.
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah, but he'll be able to walk at 50, so I ain't
He'll
mad.
be able to walk.
Yeah,
and think.
Yeah, I ain't mad at it.
I ain't mad at it. All right, Keyonne, go ahead and lay it on me. Who's the quarterback?
So, it's funny because I Cam Newton, both of them did it to me, but like did things I'd never seen before, kind of thing. You know, Cam is you know, Vic and Cam neck to neck, I guess, on that. Vic is different, but Cam just being so damn big and being able to do it. I think he's single-handedly. I've always said this, and I say this to anybody want to listen. If you would have took Cam Newton and there was 5 SEC schools that year, all of them would have won a national championship with him at quarterback.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The year he won it, like he was that damn good. Anyway, that aside. So, Cam, I'll say Vic. But Cam is not a bad one, and at quarterback, and Vic is kind of self-explanatory. He's like a human video game, you know. He just, if he had taken football more seriously in Atlanta, who knows what his? I think he was Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. He was saying himself he was smoking and not reading playbooks, because he relied so much on his athleticism. We had this argument before about greatest athletes, like, you know, we talked about Shaq or whatever. That was his hamstring, or that was his hamstring. His Achilles heel. Now I just pull a different body part out of it. But yeah,
you mixing up metaphors.
But yeah, wide receiver. Again, Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss probably edged the Randy Moss a little, but Calvin Johnson was just different. He was just more athletic than everybody else. Could just jump over people, just crazy shit. But I give it to Moss. And running back. I mean, Bo Jackson, like, I think, you know, the Barry Sanders, Bo Jackson, I don't got nothing different, man. You can't go wrong with either of them. I would probably get the edge to Bo Jackson, though, because of what he was able to do in other sports. You know what I mean? And he was just so fucking good. And even how he got injured. I know you saw that 30 for 30 was just part of his athleticism. So damn strong. They ripped the damn bone from his socket kind of thing on his hip. That's just how freaking powerful he was. Anybody else would just fell down. But true. Yeah, so I get the edge to Bo Jackson.
I'm surprised you didn't say Julio Jones.
Yeah.
No, I think Randy Moss is. I mean, Julio's not bad. It's not like a diss, but Randy Moss was just
a whole other level.
Yeah. I think you got to evaluate him at the end of his career and see where Julio is.
I think he's there now, in my opinion. I think he's on the back nine, as I would say. But I don't think he's going to. More than what I'm saying, I don't think he's going to do anything in these next 3 or 4 years that is going to change anything.
I definitely don't think Julio's going to age well.
No.
Yeah. I mean, unless he changes his game. But yeah, you're right. All right. And I agree with all y'all. I'm just throwing some names out there. You know, in 5 years, we probably throw Lamar Jackson's name on this list. At quarterback. Running back, CJ 2K. Fastest running back in the history of the league, probably. I think he held a 40-yard record at one point for the combine. So I don't think I've ever seen a running back as fast as Chris Johnson.
I was thinking about him the other day.
And wide out, I mean, you can't really argue with Moss and Calvin Johnson. That's the first 2 places you go. But shout out to old Philadelphia Eagles, Harold Carmichael. The man was 6'9". Harold Carmichael, and then a guy who was extremely athletic. They call him the Alien, but the production hasn't matched because of off-field issues. But Martavis Bryant is one of the sickest athletes I've ever seen in my life. Although the production and the longevity is not there, but I can't argue with any of the ones y'all said. So but yeah, good question again, Dre. We will follow up.
Great question.
Yeah,
great question.
We'll follow up next week. I know last week we talked about Dre's question about all NBA DNA teams. So next week we'll make a point to talk about, because we kind of mentioned it and teased at it last week, of
baseball. I'm joking.
But that would be a good question. Who the best athlete you ever seen in baseball play? But shit, then again, it'd be Bo Jackson. You know, but
and Dion.
And Dion.
Oh,
exactly.
Dion.
Like they football players, you know, outside of King Griffey and but yeah, our all-time self-made NBA players. So
yeah, that's a good one.
So yeah, we'll talk about that next week. Yeah, thanks, Trey.
Okay.
Next up, from Martin from Atlanta. Damn, Uncle Quilly, y'all cover your ears, people. If you got sensitive ears, how do y'all? And this is how he wrote it, because he's from Atlanta. How do y'all feel about Jerry Jones' anthem policy for the Cowboys?
Y'all.
Yeah. At the risk of ending this show 40 minutes in, Alvin, what do you think about Jerry Jones?
I gotta get him going and those Uncle Toms he got playing quarterback and running.
Son, them Uncle Tom, right? So okay, so I agree with, you know, I've said it before. As a business owner, as a company, as an organization, you have the right to set your policy, and it's a thing where, like, if you think it's in the best interest of your company, I expect your employees to choose to either comply and be part of the team and be aligned, or leave, do something else with your life. So I think you are entitled not to just do it any old kind of way, however you want to do it, just because you feel like it. I don't think you're entitled to that. If your boss gives you that, you are fortunate. I don't think you are entitled to that. I think you're entitled to work and make money, but you're not entitled to do it the way you want to do it, which in this case means protest this national anthem where your boss and your organization has set another policy. So I agree with Jerry Jones. Like, if that's how he feels, that's how he wants his organization to run, so be it. To me, what I was comparing it to, oftentimes, I tell you, I've been getting texts, phone calls, people stop me in the hallway. To me, it's like, if the school district I work for was like, yo, we don't care if employees come to work from 7 to 9. You can come to work anytime you want. 7 to 9, it's your choice. But then my director says, you know what? We are an office that we are accountable. We come to work at 8 o'clock. We are the Office of Accountability. I want y'all here at 8 o'clock. So now I have a choice. Either I can complain and really lose my job or choose to work somewhere else because I want to come to work at 9 or 8:30. No. Type of professional I am, I'm one that's aligned in an organization that I choose to be in. So you're going to hear me say, just like Dak and Zeke, yo, we come to work at 8 o'clock. That's what we do. And I understand y'all get to come to work at 8:30, 7:30, 9 o'clock, whatever. Do you. Where we work, how we rock, we come to work at 8. So to me, when I hear Dak and Zeke saying, one, what their organization espouses, but then also saying the same shit I believe, which is, yo, I'm not protesting the anthem. I don't think that's the most appropriate way to get change. I agree exactly with that point and been saying it before. That's not, but if you choose to do it, more power to you. Do you, to each his own. To call Dak and Zeke a coon, yo, like, to me, like, that's the type of shit that just, like, when I be looking at black folk and it's the shit that be like, yo, really, I don't understand this about y'all. I mean, I do understand this about y'all, but some shit I don't understand, for real talk. And it's shit like that. Like, I don't understand what y'all expect. I'm having people like, yo,
say,
this is taking away their freedom. This is slavery. Man, get the fuck out of here. You must not know what slavery was. If you think this is slavery, getting paid $5 million a year and somebody expects you to stand up at the anthem, that's slavery. You like that just lost me. So at the end of the day, that's where I'm at. I'm supportive of the people's right to not protest. I'm supportive of an employer setting policy where he has certain expectations of his organization, and to players like the dude from the Eagles who says stupid ass shit like, I feel sorry for Cowboys players, people who have to play for them. Like, that's the same type of people who be talking about how I raised my kids. Like, some shit ain't none of your fucking business. And when I look at a player from another team talking about another organization, I'm like, yo, just mind your fucking business and focus on your shit. And that's the same what I say to people when they question how I raise my kids. Mind your fucking business and raise your own shit. Some shit just ain't none of your fucking business. Can I get Uncle Quilly number 3?
Folks. That's two. That's 4. That's you have 4. That's you. That counts as 2. Dang, Uncle Quilly in the building. Keyonne, you was about to say something.
I added stuff that wasn't to the story. He kind of went like a bunch of different directions. Kind of like throw a bunch of bullshit in the air, and then you can't shoot it all. So you just let it all go, or attack one thing or two things. You know. But here's the thing. Yes. It's a strategy, but I'm just gonna focus.
Ain't no damn strategy.
Well, anyway, yeah, that's even more dangerous. It's like the Donald Trump prompt. You don't know what he's thinking, so you just anyway. Prescott, one of the things he said, if he said that it's not appropriate, that's fine. But no, he said that he's not gonna stand. That's fine. But when you said it's not appropriate, now you have kind of put a light on the people that are doing it. Like you it's like, do what you gonna do. If you're not gonna kneel, then don't kneel. But don't turn around and sort of like disrespect the people that are actually doing it, because that's kind of like you divide and conquering thing. When I'm gonna step back now, this ain't about no goddamn flag and anthem. All right, it's not about this for the owners. It's about power for the players. It's about the police brutality. For instance, there's a video, Al, I don't know if you've seen it, where Jerry Jones is got his hand over his heart for the anthem, and there's a Dallas sportcaster, I think Dale Hansen, kind of leans over to Jerry and says, "Jerry, you gotta take your hat off." And Jerry just looks at him like, and the anthems keeps going. Jerry doesn't take his hat off. Like, so this is about the kneeling down and having your hat on during the anthem are the same damn thing. But this ain't about that, because Jerry don't give a fuck. He do what he want to do. This is about power. This is about I say so, and this is what you do. Now, you said you're okay with that. Now, here's the ultimate question, and it's something that the players need to figure out. I'm through being emotional about this, because the players get kicked in the head, and they keep getting kicked and don't do nothing about it. Then that's your fucking head, bro. I don't got to even feel a goddamn thing about it. This is about this. Are you employees or are you partners? There was a time, I think, during the 80s where it was more of a partnership. The NBA, that's more of a partnership. If you're an employee, then yeah, you come to work, you do exactly what your boss say, you do it the way they do it, or they run you out. If you are a partner, then there needs to be discussion on what rules are going to be and how and what the punishments are going to be, and there's a discussion. That's the way the NBA works. That's the way the baseball works. It's not the way the NFL works. The players can do something about this. If they choose not to, fine.
See, I don't subscribe to that. I don't subscribe to that, because all the other sports have an anthem policy, and you cannot. Okay. You got to in the NBA. You got to say
this. Let me say this to you, because you kind of gone in the left. And what I'm saying is, there's when you create a rule. No, because no. See, God, you're not even listening.
So basketball doesn't have, because I'm not even talking about baseball. Let's not talk about baseball. Let's not talk about hockey. Let's talk about the sports where it's predominantly African American, right? Where the players are predominantly African American.
Let me talk about what I want to talk about, and you got them first. If you're gonna attack my point, you need to hear what I said.
I'm not attacking your point. I'm asking you a question.
No, you didn't ask me no question. You tell me what to say. The thing is this. What I said was, when I compared it to baseball and basketball, is there is a discussion. You said they have anthem policy. There's a discussion about what the rules are going to be, what the punishments are going to be, and they come together and they decide this is all in the contract. These are the punishments. This is what the rules are, whatnot. Otherwise, it's set up like football, where they just tell them what they want to do, tell them what they have to do when they do it.
Okay,
Football,
I agree.
That's all the point I was making. And in baseball, you can't just come up and say, forget the color of the skin got nothing to do with it. You can't come up with any kind of rule without that damn. You sit down with that association, and we're gonna have a conversation because football isn't set up that way, and it's because the players are not fighting for it. They're crying and suing and stuff, but they're not sitting here waiting. We're gonna sit down and sit seasons out and stuff. You know what I mean? That's what baseball does. That's what basketball is willing to do. So that's the only point I was making there. Football seems to be okay with it. So I'm not gonna get upset about it anymore. I used to, but I'm past that. They have to deal with that. That's the only point I'm making.
Gerald, what's your
I agree.
Okay.
I agree with both of these guys, man. Al made a great point, man. We all have a choice to make. Your company has a dress code. Your company has an attendance policy. Your company has, all sorts of standard operating procedures, right? And when you sign your name on that line, you agree to operate within the realms of those policies and procedures. You agree to make their sauce the way they want it made, as my dad always says. So I actually agree. I think that I agree with the players having the right to protest anything they want to protest, because that's a right that we have in our country. But the everyday person can't go to work to their job and just protest shit, right? Like however they want to do it, and if they choose to, then they have made a decision where either they can they can part ways with the organization, or the organization can part ways with them. So I'm not saying that guys should or should not protest, or should not even have the right to protest. I'm just saying that the guys that do, and their organization has made a decision on what they want that to be, then they could find themselves searching for a new organization, and that's fine, because if I decide that I'm going to go to work tomorrow and protest something, that means I made a decision that whatever my company decides to do with my not following the policy, I'm okay with that. So still hats off to players that decide that they want to protest, because hats off to the fact that they've made that decision. And then I definitely understand from Keyonne's perspective of there's not a partnership in the NFL. The owners basically make the rules. And these they're their organizations, and the players have to follow them, or they need to follow them, or there'll be some sort of consequence.
But I'm saying they signed up for that. That's what I'm saying.
They signed up. That is correct.
Yeah.
And they signed up for that. Now maybe in the new collective bargaining, but remember, this wasn't. I don't think this was even on the table, the last collective bargaining agreement. So but you're right. They've been fighting the last few agreements to get more power, and they have slowly gotten a little more power. But it's still definitely kind of like the owners run the show in terms of the league and the perception of the league, and So I get it.
Well, they definitely run the show. They're the owners, and while you might want to, the players are consulted, they get part of the profits, that is the way they are compensated, but they're still employees. And when it comes to the fact that who holds the power, it's not the players. While they hold some power, in most organizations, the NFL, the commissioner, there's a hierarchy, and I think where Jerry Jones was demonstrating and showing his power, but it was power that he held, and he decided to use it, so that's his power to use, and I just let me just say one more thing, and two more things actually. The idea that so it is. I agree. It's not about the anthem. I'm not saying it's about the anthem. To me, it's about money and the perspective of some of the Cowboys supporters, right? So I think that's why they have their policy. It's not about the anthem per se. It's just about the fans, right? I just believe that. And the other thing I just wanted to say is that just want to just emphasize that I'm in support of people protesting if they want to do it. I think they should have the right freedom. That's their choice. I just don't think it is leading to change. It leads to awareness, but I think action is where we should be as opposed to trying to raise awareness. That's just
and I think that's all Dak was saying. I think Dak was saying, like, okay, we brought awareness to the situation. Now what's next? Like, can we do the next thing?
Let me stop you right there, right?
Okay.
Because this is where I think Dak is wrong. Because by saying that, you're totally omitting the fact that there is already action being taken. Right? Colin Kaepernick already raised over $1 million for his community. So
He
by
gave.
that's what I'm saying. Raised and gave, like, you know. So
Yeah,
by saying that, it's like you're conveniently omitting that part. So it's almost like you're insinuating that there's no action being taken. You get what I'm saying? So by just saying it's time to take action, you're essentially saying nobody's doing anything. They're just a bunch of fools kneeling and ain't doing nothing. So
I think he was just saying that's what he. I mean,
I think that's harsh.
I think you could read into it that way if you choose. But I also like when you look at what he said. What he said was, "I am about action, not that." You know, like that's not happening out there. He's just saying, "I'm about action."
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. But the fact that I can read into it that way means that it can be interpreted that way. Right?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
And that's how like anytime like somebody speaks conveniently and leaves out certain things, I think it's on purpose. Either that or you're just not self-aware enough to realize what you're saying, right? But then to go back a few points like this, I always try to avoid making the comparison between our 9-to-5 jobs and what athletes go, because it's not the same thing. So, like, for one, it's no way you can make an apples to apples comparison because they don't play the anthem at my job. I don't know about y'all. So I don't have that opportunity to take a knee before I start work.
Right.
So,
but you have an opportunity to protest something.
I do.
Right.
But, like, in what, like,
right?
It's
I'm sure there's something you can protest if you wanted to.
Come on, Quilla. I let you talk for 6 minutes, man. Come on.
I'm just asking. My bad.
I'm trying to tell you, there is no opportunity. Like, there is no public show of forced patriotism at my job where I could, like, be on this platform to actually demonstrate, like, publicly. You know what I'm saying? Like, before I clock in, if I take a knee, who gives a shit? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? If I go in my office, I take a knee, nobody knows. Like, there's no apples to apples comparison that you can make. So there's a reason that you do that during the anthem, because you are trying to draw attention to it. And, like, so there is no apples to apples comparison to, like, our jobs and what they're doing. Secondly, to say that they have a choice the same way we have a choice. Like, no, I applied for my job and they offered it and I took it. These dudes got drafted. You don't get to pick where you go, right? So it's not like they chose to play for the Cowboys. They just got stuck with the owner who has a different policy, which leads to this point. If the owners vote and they come up with their policy, but then one guy loses out on the vote because the vote didn't go the way he wanted to go, so then he says, I'm gonna pull my power and do it my own way anyway. What's the point in having the vote? Like, this is so crazy to me that, yeah, it's his team, but he's part of a conglomerate. And if that conglomerate has agreed that you go with the way the vote goes, you don't get to just say, no, I don't agree with the way the vote goes. That's essentially like people saying Donald Trump ain't my president. Yeah, you can say that all you want to, but he is. That's the way the vote.
But he's still your president.
Yeah. So,
I mean, because there's different stories surrounding that, though, right, Jay? So it's like there are some stories of like all the owners didn't vote, and there was like a subset of owners that voted, and then that's how they came up with this policy, which is one of the reasons why they reeled the policy back in. And then now they're reconvening and rediscussing it. Like I think there's some different things out there. And then the owner of the Jets and the 49ers basically said, yeah, that's not our policy. Like so.
No, the owner of the Jets acknowledged the policy. He just said that I'm going to pay my players fines.
Right. Like he found a way
but that's still acknowledging the actual policy. He's saying I accept it. I'm just going to play y'all going to say you're going to fine my team? Fine. I'll just pay the fine.
And off the blank, he hasn't said what he would pay in the fine, but he said he doesn't. Publicly, he said it's either that he hasn't, or he said this. He doesn't have anything against anyone kneeling. They want to kneel. That's up to them. Like he stood behind him in that way. He said that, but publicly.
And so that's one thing. Like you can't like just take like if only when stuff goes your way you're willing to follow the rules.
I think that's I think most of us are like that. I mean, a lot of people I know are like that, right? So while this situation isn't apples to oranges, it's kind of like lemons to oranges to me. Like it's real similar. And when I look at, the point you're like, would you why isn't he follow the rules even though they voted and they set the policy? Like to me, that's like beating your kids, right? That's the analogy. I'm like, as a parent, while it might have been illegal and society looked down upon it when I did it, I proudly and let all my friends and family well aware, I beat my kids. That's how I discipline. And y'all might do it differently. And you know what? If you want to come arrest me for it, come arrest me for it. Do that. And I think Jerry Jones is like, yo, what's the policy? What's the policy?
You compare men to kids. Like
all I'm saying is there are times where the policy or rules are one thing, and a person of authority says, I'm going to do it this way. And I bet against the idea that you're going to come and check me for it. So I believe in this, and this is how we doing it. And for all you households who look at me and turn your nose up, feel free to do it. But guess what? How I feel about you turning your nose up. Fuck y'all.
Okay.
And like, I don't give a damn. And I think that's where Jerry Jones is at.
I think you kind of agreeing with me when I say this ain't about the end. This is about power. Somebody's drunk with power.
I agreed with you 2 minutes ago.
Okay,
I agree. That's what I'm saying. But where does that power check stop, right? So what if Zeke or Dak decide to pull their power, and we've seen
they get cut?
That's
one. But imagine like
exactly. Yeah.
7.
So that's what I'm saying. So what if Zach and Dak and Zeke say, okay, what you gonna do without us? Cut me. And then Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell say the same thing. And then what if Tyron Smith says the same thing? Then what if so? Where does that power check stop without somebody saying, like, we're just going to stop here and go with what's been decided?
I had a metaphor in my head. I'm just saying that the power is imaginary. And when you get to these billionaires, it's not even real, because everything that you have or that you think you have is really dependent upon the people. And without the people, you have nothing. Your $1 billion is just a billion pieces of paper with like words written on them. It's not real. But these guys are so drunk with it that they can't see that. Like they are destroying.
The money's real.
League.
The power's not. The money's real.
The money is. The
money's real.
To that,
the
money is actually not real. The money is not real. But I don't want to go that direction, bro. Let's just stay. I'm saying that they are destroying this league right before our eyes. They are bringing it down. They've handled this and 100 other things that they've just totally botched. And it's I'm laughing because I don't care no more. I used to care about this shit. I don't care no more. I'm laughing at them why this happens. They could have ignored this whole thing, bro. and would not be what everybody's talking about. The anthem.
I don't think they could have ignored it because the president made it I think the president made it an issue, like a real issue. Like he had a segment of the country really upset about people protesting the soldiers.
Yeah,
they could have ignored it.
But if the NFL if they ignored it and never acknowledged that it meant that much to them, Donald Trump wouldn't have paid attention to it. He only went after them because he knew that they were reactive and they were going to react to him. If they had never reacted to it, it would be over by now.
They could have quietly went to the Players Association, and they could have done this behind closed doors, quietly had a conversation, kind of like that the Falcons and Julio thing. I think they did that wrong. You quietly go to them and say, "Hey, let's work this out. What can we do to fix this?" Kind of quietly, but they're too damn arrogant to do that. Yep. They got just the gorillas beating their chest like I got to show this. It's just ridiculous, but it's funny. Gerald, I think have a conversation with you maybe offline about money, but
I think it's about money and power, all of that. But I mean, I think even before Donald Trump steps and raises it to that level, I think there were a good amount of people who were offended because of the narrative that was floating, that it was a disrespect to the flag. And so I think while Trump ratcheted it up a little bit, I mean, I also think there's a good amount of people in this country who disapproved, and then the way they were fighting it, the propaganda was they stole the story and started saying, well, why are you disrespecting the flag? And to the point that Colin, if y'all remember, he's like, that's when he started kneeling. You know what I mean? It was like, let's find another way to do it, because if y'all think I'm disrespecting the flag, maybe if I kneel, y'all wouldn't see it that way. And people still saw it that way.
Yeah, but the thing is, he sat for weeks.
That's my point. I was about to make. They were so offended. They were so offended. It was such a big deal that he did it for like at least 6 weeks.
Exactly.
Or maybe less than 6 weeks. And no one ever paid attention.
He sat for the entire season. Nobody said anything until
Marshawn
Lynch pointed it out. And then it became a story, and the NFL botched the whole situation. And
absolutely.
Nobody cared until it became a story, is what I'm saying. It wouldn't even gotten to Donald.
Absolutely.
I got you.
Absolutely.
So,
and it's the egos are killing them. They're killing themselves.
But they do it every time. Like they've done it with Ray Rice. They've done everything.
Yeah.
The NFL is just reactionary. They don't. It's amazing these people are billionaires because they're incredibly stupid.
But CJ, let me throw this in. I put the players at fault as well. They are now I don't know about just as, but they carry some culpability, like with the Ray Rice thing. They're so freaking weak that they give the commissioner all the authority, and then
that's where they fucked up.
When he freaking, you appeal and the appeal goes back to him. They did that. The players did that. So now it's like it's a big mess, like.
And the commissioner works for the owners. He don't work for the players. It's like when you at your job, you go to HR. Your HR is there to protect the company.
Oh,
they ain't even there to protect you.
I know a guy a year ago that got fired behind. He went to. I ain't gonna say it, but. Yeah, it's like some people don't realize that. You go to HR thinking they're going to protect you, like dumbass.
Yeah.
Like
HR to prevent the company from getting sued.
Exactly.
He's no longer with the company, man.
Yeah, that's why they call him human resources. You are a resource. You are not.
You are a resource.
Exactly. Oh man.
You are no longer an employee of this organization.
Exactly. But,
thanks for letting us know.
I'm just saying this one thing because it's all such. Yeah. It's like they'll find. So let's say that you were in the right. Okay, you're in the right. Every incident, you come to work 2 minutes late. You went to the bathroom too much. Like everything you do after that gonna be wrong. And then now they're gonna fire you for real. And they gotta anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But they start keeping a file on your ass.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
But at the end of the day, I ain't mad at Dak or Zeke. Like everybody can't fight the same fight. You know what I'm saying? The same way.
same way. Yeah.
Right.
You know, so but what I now that Dak has said that, I would appreciate
Some action.
Some action from him.
Yeah, I feel you
Right.
on that. I feel you on that.
Right.
Otherwise you're even worse than the dudes you saying ain't doing nothing. So
I wish he hadn't said it's not appropriate. Like I wish.
And
like,
wait. But see, I don't think he was saying it was inappropriate. Like, let's not
What
like,
he
oh, it
said.
was it's wrong. But I think to me, okay, again, there was a time in my life where I protested the anthem. I when I was in college, yes, I didn't sit up. After I came down here to Atlanta, I didn't get up. I get it, but then I'm not there anymore, right? So it's like, it's not that I look at them as, I don't think he was saying like it's inappropriate as much as I just don't do that. I don't protest I wouldn't protest the anthem at a football game, and I think it's something, a strategy or tactic with more active or action is where he wanted to align himself.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at myself.
Yeah, and my only thing with Dak saying that is by even acknowledging what other people are doing. It's kind of like what you said, Al. Dak, it ain't none of your fucking business.
That's my beef.
If you don't want to
dude,
do
if
it,
you
Dak,
don't
it
want-
ain't none of your fucking business.
That's it.
You raise your own shit.
Right. I got you.
That's my beef. If
Yeah.
you don't want to
It's kinda
stand,
like
if you
the
going to
Stephen A.
stand,
thing. You can
stand.
say one thing without saying the other.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's my only
I
beef
think he
with that.
did kind of pull the. I think he might have used the word "but" too. So now that I remember what that wise man once told me, anything before the "but" didn't mean shit. I think
But
he might have said, yeah. So it's okay to protest, but
Yeah, and that's So I ain't mad at him for not protesting. I ain't calling him a coon. Like you don't protest, that don't mean you're a
that's
coon.
tough.
You know what I'm saying? But like that's way over the line to me. But now, Dak, spotlight's on you. At least from Defy Life, I want to see some action.
yeah, bring it.
Bring it.
I don't I don't understand what these dudes are protecting in some, like you see Dez's comments last year, how he's trying to protect his job, so he's gonna stand for the anthem. And now Dez he's halfway out the league. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah.
what are you protecting? That's why I don't like. It's an illusion, dude. It's a total illusion. So anyway, I don't get it.
Yeah, well,
This is a fire plug, spark plug conversation.
yeah.
It was last year. It's gonna be again this year.
Right.
Don't have to be.
And until the NFL stops trying to please everybody, it's going to continue to be.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's on them. And some other crazy.
Jay, what would you like? What would you like to see them do? Would you like to just say it's up to the team?
It's a good question. What would you? Hey, you're the commissioner of the NFL. They fired Goodell and hired you. Now, what do you do?
Man, I'm taking my check and I'm flying in that private jet with Al and saying, fuck all y'all. Nah.
You can't do that.
But you
Got a
can
job to do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, ain't nobody saying it's easy, but I'm telling them to make a tough decision. So my tough decision would, like, essentially be what it was before. If you want, like, because, if you kneeling, and I would actually acknowledge and make it a point to acknowledge that it's not about the anthem. So first of all, I'll stop referring to it as an anthem protest, because that's not what it is, right? And so the players kneel, fine, they kneel. Because as much as people throw up this blanket statement that it's bad for business and it's hurting the bottom line and ratings are down, actually it's not. And if you look at the real numbers, not just the raw numbers, it's not. Ratings are not down, and because ratings are down across all across TV. So based on those averages, NFL ratings are up. Yeah, they're down from their normal ratings, but based upon how people currently watch TV, NFL ratings are actually up now. Their owners, each team made $4.5 billion last year in increased profit from the year before. They ain't losing money. So that's a farce that people are pushing because they don't feel comfortable with people kneeling during the anthem. So to me, I never would have changed anything. I would have said, if you want to kneel, fine, you kneel. Do it in an organized fashion. but you protesting peacefully. That's what I would say.
You know what I would do? I'll flip it them. I would take it back to the 2008 where everybody's in the locker room except for the offense and defensive captains, team captains.
I would agree,
you know what I mean?
And I would take the anthem out, period.
No anthem? Okay.
No anthem at all. No flyover.
Well, now you're weird. Because every other sports we do it. What now?
I would allow every team to decide their own policy and how they're going to govern that. And as long as it fell within, like, you know, in terms of, as long as it fell within the contract, the contract with the union, you know, like a team couldn't go outside of what was in there. Y'all choose how y'all want to do it.
That's actually kind of what they do now.
Yeah,
that's the rule.
That's why they told Jerry Jones to shut up and stop talking about it. It's because it's actually in there. You can't cut a player for not standing for the anthem. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen if he does that. It's in there. You cannot cut a player based. It's not contract. It's not conduct detrimental to the team. That's just a personal vendetta you have. You cannot cut a player based on the.
You're right. You're 100% right. But like to my former coworker, you kneel down.
Right. They're not going to say
routes right. Or,
right. That's not on the. They're not going to say we cutting you because you kneel for the anthem.
No. Okay. And that's
you just gonna one day find yourself no longer on the team.
Yeah, but that's what it depends on who. But that's what I'm saying. Like, when does that power check stop? I find it hard to believe that Jerry's gonna cut Dak or Zeke if they decided to kneel.
I also thought that very hard. I thought that like especially if Dak put his foot in the ground and was like, "There's no compromise." Like if he was Colin, you know what I mean? Like nah, this is how I'm doing it. I think he would get cut, and I think Jerry might be the one who challenged it in court to say, "Yo, this was our policy." And him going against our policy was detrimental to our team. Like, he might challenge. He might be the Al Davis of the team.
I'll put it this way. I don't think he'd do it upon first glance. He'd try to work that shit out.
Exactly.
I got
he wouldn't take this.
He wouldn't trap somebody.
Exactly. He wouldn't take this hard stance of, well, you do it, you're going to get cut. If they did it, if either one of those guys did it, he'd try to work that shit out before he went on his hard stance of, you do it, I'm going to cut you. He'd make sure he got another draft pick. Yeah, but he wait till the offseason and wait till he got another. Yeah, Zeke is, but more so Dak. Yeah, you're right. Like as a quarterback, but I think he wait till the offseason, make sure he can get a replacement for like he wouldn't. I don't think it'd be like week 1 you cut.
Immediate. That
ain't happening.
Right. I agree. Yeah, because then that would be detrimental to the team.
Exactly.
I can't see him doing it.
Yeah. Again, back to I don't understand what these guys. I think the only thing Dak could be thinking now is. Get through that rookie deal and sign this, $100 million. That's the only thing I can think he can be thinking about right now. He's trying to get to that $100 million. And Zeke, same thing. So he has to play a role. He has to be loved by, the
Why are you assuming they don't believe what they say?
I'm not saying that they don't believe it. I'm saying his thinking is he's trying to get paid.
You said he's playing a role. What I'm saying is why. What makes you think they're playing a role and they don't believe authentically what they say? You did say they were playing a role.
Your hearing going bad. What I meant to say, I'm not sure. I don't remember saying that. What I meant to say, I said I can't. What he's thinking is he's trying to get to that $100 million deal, and being a distraction. I'm thinking if he comes out and says anything other than what he said, like if he comes out and starts kneeling and stuff. I can see it being problematic. He's going to cut himself off from probably about 20 teams in the league. The Cowboys, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard for him to sign a big, stupid contract. Mm-hmm. His leverage is being
because nobody wants to be the first one. But if all of them did it, then,
that would be right.
Yeah. But nobody wants to be the first one to put his neck out there. So
Colin Kaepernick got his money, though.
Yeah.
He got his money. Yeah. So Zeke and the man got their money yet.
Let me throw another interesting point at you, just for shits and giggles. What if it wasn't even a guy like a Dak or Ezekiel that came out and kneeled? What if it was a Tom Brady or Aaron Rodgers that came out and kneeled? What if it was, what? I mean, I'm keeping it real. Like, what if it was Drew Brees that came out and kneeled? Because I think that's what changes. I think that's what changes the game, right? Yeah. I think it's like if the players actually show a unified, like, you know what? Because I wouldn't want if Matt Ryan came out and kneeled. I mean, then you saying something, right? Like then you like, oh shit, we can't cut Aaron, we can't cut Matt Stafford, like.
I'm trying to run this through my mind. I can't do it. I can't even think of what's going to happen until Matt Ryan kneels down. I can't even I imagine people on Mars.
That's like the Matrix,
I can't
the Twilight.
imagine.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Twilight Zone.
But you felt me though, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and we talked about that before. Because Pooh mentioned that once before, until those guys started. But and we say that because we go to that extreme because we know it ain't gonna happen, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's a little more imaginable to think, what if Cam did it?
Yeah. I could think Cam. Yeah. But Brady's the one. Brady ain't got nothing to lose.
Cam ain't getting cut.
But that's what I'm saying. But I think Cam, on an organizational level, Cam's on the same level as Cam's just as important as any of those QBs you just named in Carolina.
Yeah, right? He is, absolutely.
And if Cam decided, I don't want to put a spotlight on Cam like that, but I think he's the only black quarterback that we could
ain't that many.
Maybe Russell.
Yeah, maybe Russell.
Maybe Russell. Maybe Russell.
Yeah,
absolutely Russell. Not even maybe. Absolutely Russell.
Exactly, absolutely right. That's that entrenched into an organization where they would hesitate to go to war with him.
Right.
And it could make an incredible difference in terms of, I think, how many people in the NFL hemisphere looked at it. Yeah. If some of these bigger guys join the movement.
Or something even more realistic. Why nobody kneeled during the Super Bowl. I wish I could interview any of the how many people on the 63. There's 100 and what's that? 26 people. Nobody kneeled during the Super Bowl. Somebody got a conversation.
No Eagle kneeled all season. I don't think an Eagle kneeled all season.
They didn't.
Okay, so that's normal then. I'm trying to think of something different happened in the Super Bowl.
They did in the Super Bowl, same thing they've always done. Malcolm Johnson put his fist in the air, and Chris Long put his arm around him. They did the same thing in the Super Bowl.
Okay. No Patriots did all year either, because they get cut. I think if he wouldn't play Malcolm Butler, what do you think you're gonna do to everybody else?
Exactly. Malcolm Butler was late for a meeting. He ain't playing the Super Bowl. What you think will happen to you?
You out the league. But all right. Well, that's that.
And ain't nothing gonna happen to Brady. Ain't nothing gonna happen to Brady.
That's the one I think about. The Cam one, I think is an amazing one. I can envision what would happen. They would, the nation or the loud people talking would turn against him. They would devour him.
They
would.
Brady, he'd still be playing. Yeah, but even at that point, I think, I've seen New England people turn on Tom Brady over a couple of interceptions, and especially when Jimmy Garoppolo. So I can see it happen. NFL fans are fickle in general, man. So
fans are fickle as fuck.
I remember when they booed him when they lost. Remember they were
exactly.
undefeated.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
they lost
they booed him after they lost. And they went 18-0, lost in the Super Bowl, and they booed him.
No, but it was the next season. They won 3 games. They were they had that streak.
Exactly. Yeah.
They lost fourth game, and everybody started booming. Yeah. I'm sitting what?
Or when they started off the year when they started off 0-2 or 1-3, when the Chiefs beat the shit out of them, everybody thought they was done. They was get rid of Brady, play Gorilla. Fans are fickle.
Okay.
Fans are fickle.
That was crazy.
About same thing with we talk about the NFL. If they had never done anything, fucking people don't know what to think unless Donald Trump tell them what to think. You know what I'm saying? Like, they stupid and I say it all the time. Like, a person is smart as hell. People are dumb as fuck. You know what I'm saying? So,
group think.
Yes, exactly. So, you know, they find a way to turn on Tom Brady, too. You know, to make him
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Okay.
But, yeah.
But he ain't gonna get cut, is what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah. None of the
They
people
put
we
up
named
with it.
would get cut.
Yeah, winning cures all that shit. Yeah. But, no, speaking of some other dumb, powerful motherfuckers in football, Keyonne, you brought up this mess going on with Urban Meyer at Ohio State, where former assistant coach, offensive assistant, got they fired him because it came out that he was beating his wife over the off season, so they let him go. And of course, Urban Meyer, trumped it up, played the high role, like, yeah, we had to, for the betterment of our organization, for our, program, we had to let him go. And now it's come out that Urban's known for years. Urban's been sending his wife, boxing gloves and iPads and all that shit.
You gotta keep this quiet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hit him back, bitch. No, but,
Jay's joking.
I mean, yes,
he's joking. He's joking.
I am joking. Yeah.
Hashtag joking.
Exactly. I'm not Keyonne Small, ladies and gentlemen. I am not a caveman. But if you have any problems with anything I just said, please contact Thomas Stevens at. No, I'm just kidding.
Call him.
Contact Thomas Stevens at Eddie Kane at GoDefyLife.com. See how that works for you. Oh man. But yeah. So, Keyonne, man, what do you think about this whole mess of a beat your wife ordeal that Urban Meyer has created in Ohio State?
What's hilarious to me is like,
hold on, before you start,
go ahead.
Y'all continue to talk. I'm gonna just be pretty open right here with our audience. I gotta pee, so y'all go ahead and talk about this. Yeah, and I'll be right back.
Too much beer. Well, what I'm about to say is what's hilarious to me about it. We just went on. I don't know how long we talked about the NFL. You want to talk about power? College football is power. Like, them dudes got more power than the mayors, got more power than the police chiefs. These head stars in teeny little towns. These dudes are super powerful. They are behemoths. I dare anybody to go and look at the highest paid public employee and then the basketball coach of the state university every time. Maybe Alaska or somebody. There's a couple outliers, but for the majority of the cases, the thing. So what's happened here is no different than the paternal. What's going on with Saban down there, but players getting arrested and it not making it to the police. It's not going through the process that everybody else gets. Coaches is trying to protect the school, trying to protect the team, and as a result, there are casualties. Collateral damage, and Me Too is actually shown to be bigger than these schools, which is an amazing thing. You know what I mean? Urban may have to step down. So, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, they coming after him. I mean, this is the worst time to be someone of prominence and in authority, and to have made poor choices in a case like this. And when you look at, whether it's from like Cosby, the Weinstein, to the Fox executives, you know what I mean? There have just been people who have lost their job. Now, some of them have been well compensated, those Fox people. Some have caught a case and might go to jail, Cosby and Weinstein. But either way, your life is usually very different by the time things have happened to you. And I look at Urban Meyer, he's been extremely successful, but this is exactly the type of situation, if it's true, all this is if true, but this is exactly the type of information as it comes out to the public, that they put enough momentum and pressure on administration that I think he's gonna have to step down. That's what I think.
Can you see one more thing? I just want to throw this in there, and Kane, what y'all think about this? plausible deniability. A lot of these coaches have insulated themselves where things can go on and they have people around them. Let's say, Al, you were the man. Let's say Jay's the man, and we got us three, and we know about things that's going on, but nobody tells Jay to protect him, so he can say, "I didn't know," just to protect him. Like, what do y'all think about this being the case? Because this is kind of like what people are kind of saying in defense of Urban Meyer, that he honestly didn't know, because people that are really like, he only have like maybe 2 or 3 people that report to him, and they don't tell him because they want plausible deniability content. What y'all think about that?
I mean, I think if he doesn't know, if there's no evidence that he knew, then, that is a strategy. But, there might be communication, text, emails to the victim, who's what we'll find out as this, comes out and just kind of plays itself out. But I just think it's in terms of the evidence, if he can play that strategy or not. But I agree, they set themselves up. A lot of powerful people do. Donald Trump had a fixer.
Exactly. Every president does.
I don't know, guys. I think, like, where do we? Because we don't know. But is it a situation where, there are police reports that were involved, and then the university kind of did its own due process without law enforcement, or because at what point is like you said earlier, mind your damn business? Like, at what point is what happens in such and such house even your business over here? I'm
sorry, go ahead.
And maybe the answer, but are we in a society, if I do something in my home, let's say, whatever, I don't have a girl, but let's say my girlfriend and I get into a tussle.
Yeah.
She calls the cops. I gotta spend the night in jail. And I go to work the next day and they like, we gotta fire you. Not because you spent the night in jail, but for what you went for.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess that if we once again, I don't like using, like Jay said, the real 9 to 5, just because it's not apples to apples, but it seems like we're in a society now where that's what happens. Like, you got people over in their personal lives doing all kinds of crazy shit.
Wow.
And society is holding all people outside of that orbit accountable for it.
Here's the thing, though. I think this is a comparable of all the stuff we talked about tonight. This is comparable, I believe. Say the arrest for domestic violence, drug, say DUI, drug kind of thing, and your job. Does your job have the right to be involved in? You get arrested for fighting in a bar. You know what I mean? Does your employer have the right to hold you responsible for what you're doing outside of the job kind of thing, outside of when you're not at work? And that's a good question. I think that the times that we're in, this domestic violence thing is one of them things that you just can't do this, bro.
Right, you can't do it.
And I think what I was gonna say is, I think the standard is when it matters. And I think in some jobs, whether it's the smallest, not smallest, but less high profile jobs to the higher profile jobs, things you do outside sometimes come into place in terms of your work. So if you're a bus driver, if you are found doing something to where your employer might think, I don't know if I want you to be responsible for transporting kids based on what we heard you did off hours. You know what I mean? I think in all jobs, when it matters, and I think in this case with Urban Meyer, if this is true, it matters because of where we are in society, the issue that we're talking about. You're in charge of the grooming and leadership of 80, 90, 100, however many young men. Nah, you might.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
So you guys agree with me that we're in that place wherever that shift happened, and I said it a couple weeks ago on the show about people just making random comments, about disparaging comments about race and ethnicity, and so like if you like and your job finds out, like you could be if they catch that on video, your job finds out, like I think we're in that place
definitely
where you could be off work and you at home. You could be in the privacy of your own home, and you do something, or and it gets out there. Man, your life may be really different, like you said earlier, and I think that's where we are.
Yeah. Like Keyonne said before,
right.
like.
Welcome back. I hope you washed your hands.
Yeah, just my left hand. My right hand's my mic hand. Oh man, yeah. Thank you everybody for allowing me that break. I need that. Everything came out all right. But yeah, like Keyonne said before, like now that we've got cell phones and social media, like it used to be, I heard Jay got fighting at the club last night. Well, now it ain't right. I heard. It's like, look at this video of Jay fighting at the club last night. So it ain't. It's not.
And
even
a lot of times, it's like, look at Jay, the employee of.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
And that's exactly what it's going to lead off with. Like Jay, employee of Pepsi, fighting at the club and hitting strippers
with the
like,
Pepsi shirt on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Well, like it's at least 7 people in the video with Pepsi's in their hand.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a bad look for Pepsi, and then like, so it used to be like you heard about it. Now it's like, look at this, and then your job got to find out from Facebook. Because somebody done tagged them in the video. And they, Pepsi, what you think about Jay fighting in the club and calling people niggas? And, like, it's crazy, So it ain't like it used to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you come to work and be like, man, I hope my boss don't find out about this shit. They gonna find out.
Right.
My college football is not as deep as y'all's. Did Zeke Elliott pay for Urban Meyer?
Yes, I'm pretty sure he did. He would have.
Ezekiel. Yeah, he did.
So what I'm thinking is, I think the school kind of got to get rid of Urban Meyer, because how can you, if any other player now gets involved in this kind of stuff, how can you say anything to them when you got your head coach here guilty of covering up? You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Like this is a standard kind of thing.
Yeah, they kicked Terrell Pryor out for getting free tattoos.
You know what I'm saying? So
he gotta go.
He gotta go. He gotta go.
Yeah.
And my thing is, does he coach anywhere else, or is this it for him? Is he done?
Absolutely. He absolutely coaches somewhere else.
Oh yeah. Give him a year.
Yeah.
Give him a year.
Mm-hmm.
He'll do some community service or something, or maybe just to rebuild his image.
Yeah.
Maybe come on TV so people start liking him again.
Yeah. And you gotta consider. I mean, he coached Aaron Hernandez and Riley, what's his name, at Florida.
Dang.
Forgot about that.
So
forgot about that. And they said he covered that up too. Now I'm thinking the school knew about issues. Yeah.
So and he got a better job. So he'll get another job.
Yeah, he'll definitely get another job. It might be offense coordinator at wherever, but he'll.
What?
I think
coordinator?
He may take a step down.
But we learn.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, he may take a step down for another couple years, but he'll get another job, and he'll be a head coach again if he's fired. If he is fired.
Yeah, and that step down will either be an offensive coordinator at a big school or head coach at a smaller school.
Okay, I see head coach small school. I'm thinking Urban Meyer. I put him. He's the. They would say he's like, isn't he like? Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm overstating. Is he like in GOAT category, like greatest college football coaches of all time category, like our conversation, or no?
I think he'd have to be mentioned. Like,
It's
So
gotta be.
he gonna go be a coordinator somewhere?
That'd be
I don't
tough
see that
though.
happening.
Like, can you imagine being the head coach and Urban Meyer your offensive coordinator?
Even for his
yeah.
ego alone. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see that one.
Yeah.
I could see it being like a Lane Kiffin. You need to. This is your smack on the hand situation.
But Lane
like,
Kiffin
you know,
wasn't Urban Meyer. That's like Bill Belichick being your defensive coordinator.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like Bill Belichick get fired, and they was like, Mike Tomlin, we're gonna bring Bill Belichick in to be your. Like, no, dude.
He'd be like, man, I quit.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
for this though? I'm talking about for this, like the covering up and all of that. Like, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, he'll definitely have to take a
smaller
step
school
down.
head coach.
But I can
see
see that open, because Lane Kiffin even bumped heads with with Nick Saban.
Yeah.
And Lane Kiffin is Lane Kiffin.
Yeah,
Right.
he ain't got
Yeah.
like championships.
Yeah.
I don't see that one.
Yeah. So,
But, you know.
in other words, what we're saying is, welcome to Southern Utah, Urban Meyer.
Something like
Yeah. Southwest Missouri State.
Right.
Man.
Right.
Yeah.
He'll have to go coach it. He'll have to go coach at the University.
It'd be a double direction
UNL.
school.
Yeah, UNLV or something for a couple of years.
Yeah, like northeast of the South. It's like two directions. It'd be some small shit. He'd be on Last Chance U for a year too.
Yeah.
Could you see him in the SEC, like at one of it's like a Vanderbilt or I don't know who's like a bum in the SEC, Kentucky or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could probably come out like that. And I mean, if he actually ran an NFL offense, I could see him taking an OF coordinator role.
Nah,
in the
that
NFL.
makes sense. That makes sense. I can see that.
I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Because that's what Tressel went, right?
Yeah, that's what Tressel. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm with Al. Is as this continues to go, how much comes out?
Yeah.
They gonna the Ohio State. They're gonna do everything in their power to not let as much get out. That's probably out there.
I think he's got to go from just the perception. The question I asked earlier about these like super powerful people surround themselves, say like two or three direct reports to insulate themselves from information, so that they can say I didn't know. But I think at the same time they're held to the standard. I think you should have known kind of thing. You know what I mean? If you did know, you should have known. So I think they got to let him go. I'll be shocked if he's still the coach in a couple weeks.
Yeah, because that's different. Like if one of your players gets caught beating this girl, like you got 100 players. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like you gonna catch some heat, but that's a little different. But you at least got to be able, because I've always been hesitant about blaming the head coach for everything his players do. But you at least got to be able to keep your staff in check.
And I'm about to be two for two in my predictions. I also predicted last week that the Falcons and Julio Jones would settle their differences within a week. Go back and listen to the show. I said it.
Yeah.
And I also said that Urban Meyer will not be the coach of Ohio State in 3 weeks. Go ahead and check. We'll see.
Okay.
He will not be the coach in 3 weeks.
Okay.
You also said that Stephen A. Smith was the greatest broadcaster of all time, but we're gonna let that slide.
I didn't say that. He knows a lot about a lot of stuff before it happens. Got to give him that.
You also brought Ric Flair to our show.
Oh man, see, yeah, you did. Quiet.
Ric Flair.
Yeah.
And I was. Oh, let's be. You about to get me started. I'm gonna fall back. I was about to go off.
Oh,
I was literally about to.
Yeah, Gerald, we'll have to fill you in on the Flair effect.
You almost got me. I was about to go off. Just
matter of fact, you and Keyonne have a
when
personal conversation.
When does he
tomorrow,
visit
let him
training
explain
camp?
it.
We know when he visits training camp this year.
I'm gonna fall back on this conversation right now. Let's highlight this next week, and I'll
Okay, yeah.
I'll be.
We gotta get an update on the Flair effect. So yeah, that'll be dope. All right. Cool. Well, speaking of training camp, really quick, Al, I know your Cowboys are, fighting to get back into NFC East supremacy. It's gonna take some training camp battles and some different faces to do that. What do you think of the biggest training camp battles right now in Dallas?
think with Dallas, the biggest, I think their biggest battle is wide receiver. With Dez not on the team, we got some guys who are going to get a shot. We got Allen Hurns, who's coming off an injury. I like Gallup, the rookie. Noah Brown, I'm a believer in him as well. So you got 3 players right there who I'm hoping can make up for some of the production we're going to miss from Dez. I'm not a big Terrence Williams fan, so I'm not expecting a lot from him. I'm not. So not expecting a lot from him, but if we can just get what we got in the past, I'll take that.
So what you're saying is it's going to take 3 players to make up for Dak's 700 yards? I mean, for Dez 700
yards? Yeah. Well, I'm hoping Hurns, real talk,
man,
can at least get me that.
Yeah.
You should at least be able to give me that. Yeah. But I'm just hoping that those young wide receivers, because I think Dak needs some young wide receivers to grow with. So,
and Cole Beasley's still there. Gotta love Cole.
Yeah, he's gonna do his thing. But I think wide receiver battles is what I'm looking forward most to seeing how that comes out in preseason.
Cool. All right. And you just lost a rookie. I like Cedric Wilson to injury for the year. So.
Okay, I didn't know much about him.
Yeah, the only reason I knew, outside of me being a draft nerd, but his dad actually was a receiver for the Steelers, like in the early 2000s. So yeah, we're getting old, and so Cedric Wilson Jr., Boise State, big long kid who runs good routes. I like him a lot. But so I was interested in seeing what he was going to do. But out for the season today, they announced with a shoulder injury. So.
All right, well, give him a red shirt here.
Yeah, absolutely.
And next year, we might have a slot open if Terrence Williams decides to move on.
You got your fingers crossed when you said that.
I'm just hoping.
Oh man! All right. Gerald, what's the biggest training camp battle in Carolina?
Man, I think you'd find a lot of the fans, saying the replacement at right tackle for Darrell Williams, who tore his MCL last week. But I actually think the most interesting training camp battles are trying to figure out who our receivers are. Who I think has solidified himself as the clear number one in Devin Funchess. But we also made a trade for Torrey Smith. We still have Rashad Bailey, and we drafted DJ Moore with our first pick. And last year, our second round pick, Curtis Samuel, was also back. We made a trade for Jarius Wright, and we still have Damiere Byrd. So we've got 7 or 8 guys that can really, really contribute. And most of those guys are 4-3 guys. Bird's a burner, Smith's a burner, Curtis Samuel's a burner, and so is DJ Moore. So we can really run, and I think just trying to figure out where to put some of these higher draft picks across the board, because we typically only carry 6 receivers max. I don't see us carrying 7. I really don't see us carrying 6 this year, but we might. So, but I think the most interesting battle will be there.
Is the white dude still there? The long at Burson?
Burson, he gets cut every year, but he makes the practice squad.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like he can't die. Like he been. I see him in preseason like for the last 8 years, and I'm like, this guy cannot still be. He's like a Duke point guard. He never graduates.
Right.
Yeah.
No, everybody gets hurt, and they just move him up from the practice squad because he knows the system.
Okay.
So he'll be back in Charlotte again this year. He'll get cut again. He'll make the team, and hopefully he won't get to play this year because everybody will stay healthy.
Maybe so. Didn't he go to Wofford or something? Didn't he go to Wofford?
Yeah, he went to Wofford.
Okay,
yeah.
Maybe that's why he can just stay in his dorm.
But now that he's no longer Jerry Richardson's favorite son, because Jerry Richardson's no longer. Yeah. So.
Wow.
not guaranteed a spot.
Yeah, it's like conspiracy.
He's not guaranteed a spot anymore. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Keyonne, you still sitting this one out, or you want to chime in?
Yeah,
on the Falcons
I'm sitting out. I don't know. I have no idea about training camp.
Okay.
I might even go on.
We'll check back in on you when the actual season starts. You know the Falcons' record after week 3.
All right.
Well, question of the week. Before we get to some trivia, I don't know if y'all saw, but it was on Instagram. A guy was doing this godforsaken "In My Feelings" challenge on Instagram in the street, and he'd set up this prop where he was having his homegirl drive a car down the street, and he was gonna jump on the hood and finish the dance on the hood. This fool decides to do it in Nike slippers, and we all know you can't jump when you got Nike slippers on. He jumps, plants his foot, and his slippers slide, and he goes under the car. Boop. She runs him over. Idiot, needless to say. But with that, so far, it's July. We're roughly halfway through the year. Almost, I guess, a little more than halfway. To me, that "In My Feelings" challenge and the whole "Kiki, do you love me?" like that's the most annoying trend of 2018 so far. I hate the song. I hate the dance. Like, I'm sick of seeing it. Gerald, what's your most annoying trend of 2018 so far? Outside of white folks calling the cops on black folks. Outside of that. That's pretty annoying.
You stole both of mine. Like, those was my top two. Like,
oh, really? Damn. Sorry. Well, you can use that one. Sorry. I just thought it was good.
Yeah, man. That I can't stomach no more of this. I mean, I couldn't stomach it last week anymore. This Kiki challenge, man, or whatever it's called, man. Like, I've tried to ignore it. I've tried to not address it. Like, you haven't seen me post anything about it, like, because I wanted to go in. I wanted to get on Instagram and Facebook and Defy Life, just go in. But then I was like, well, maybe if I just ignore it, it'll go away, right? Because I thought, like, at first it was kind of cool. Like, I seen Will Smith do it on, like, some bridge in Tibet. Yeah. I was like, shit, Will Smith won. I was like, well, everybody can stop doing it because Will Smith won. Like, he took a helicopter to it. Like, it's crazy. But then I started seeing people, like, getting out of their cars, like, doing it. And I was like, well, that shit kind of dangerous. And that's when people, lo and behold, people started falling out of their cars and you know, because people uncoordinated. And so I don't, you know, people jumping out of the movie. Man, I have really enjoyed looking at the failures of the challenge. Yeah, that shit's funny because then I think the U.S. Department of Transportation actually had to come out and be like, yo, like, you know, it's dangerous to try to get out. Yeah, like, why would you try to get out of a moving vehicle to do a dance? So yeah, this is the most. But I'm telling you, man, it's not just. I don't even want to just say, you know, I've seen people of all ages, sizes, races, creeds, colors. I seen people in India and like doing this. Like, it's a worldwide phenomenon, but it's annoying. But you know, I guess everybody got to try to fit in with the latest fad, man. But to me, it has no value at all. So, you know, well, they made a channel. They made a channel for you to. They made a channel that's worth billions of dollars for you to post shit that don't mean nothing. Exactly. For other people to go see. So, you know.
And in the words of the great Loaded Lux, the shit we do for likes. Keyonne, what's your most annoying trend so far in 2018?
Be this one. Gotta be this one, or kneeling for the anthem that I love so much. One of those two. You know, okay. I don't know which one, but I actually I'm laughing just now because I just watched the video for the first time. I didn't look at it and I'm realizing I've been seeing this for weeks and I didn't even know what they was doing. I just thought they just liked the song. I'm retarded in that way sometimes. I didn't know that's what this was called. But dude got hit by a car. That's very funny. He didn't die, and
yeah, he got.
Anyway, I don't understand, bro. The older I get, man, the less shit makes sense sometimes. You know, like popular trends and stuff. Mm-hmm. It don't make sense. It makes less sense the older I get. Yeah, that's all I got, man.
Al, what about you? Anything worse than this image feeling challenge?
Honestly, bro, I kind of feel like Keyonne with football. Like, I need to sit this question out because
okay.
I can't come up with anything beyond this the challenge, and I don't know if it's because there's nothing else worse than this, or that's really the only trend I know because I have totally checked out of pop culture.
Yeah,
so
that's it.
I kind of to where Keyonne was going and saying some of this shit don't make sense. Like, I thought that when reality TV started, right? So I just I started pulling away as reality TV came on the scene, and reality TV has been around for a long time.
Yeah.
I started checking out then. So the only reason I even know about this challenge, to show you how much I've checked out, is that my sister, Dondette, as we were going to the reunion a couple of weeks ago, was like, yo, I want to do the Kiki challenge. And I'm like, what the hell is the Kiki challenge? What are y'all talking about? And got online and saw it. Otherwise, I wouldn't even know what the hell that was. So I don't have nothing. I really don't.
I'm telling you, I'm on Instagram. So I follow like people like Lil Duval. I follow who else I follow is interesting. I ain't gonna lie, I follow the Kardashian show. I ain't gonna lie, I follow all of them. But so I'm kind of be knowing stuff that's going on a little bit. But I'm with Al. Something been saying it's the older I get, I just gonna repeat myself. Like the less it makes sense. But I'm looking just to see. You know, like look, you peeking through a window looking at porn or something. That's how I feel. I'm just looking at other people do stuff. They're going like, "What the hell?" But I kind of hard to turn away at the same time.
Yeah, well,
because you gotta watch a train wreck, right? You gotta watch a train wreck.
That's pretty much it.
And then like two things. Like for one, I thought I would be ready to put Fortnite on this list, right?
Oh yeah.
Because my kids are like addicted to Fortnite, but it's actually a cool game. And then I had to think back to like when I was addicted to Madden, so I could play Madden all day. You know what I'm saying? Or Tomb Raider. So I kind of got to give them a pass, all right? And it's actually a cool game. It's just I never see my kids until it's time to eat. Right? Summertime, so I give Fortnite a pass. But then two, again, can you imagine if they had cell phones and we had Instagram or YouTube?
Wow.
And like. All right, just for instance, like, remember the butterfly or the Tootsie Roll?
Yeah,
you remember walking
Tootsie
into
Roll.
like you remember walking into the club and everybody doing that. Like really, like 100 people was doing the same dance. You walked into the club, like this was like 92, 93, around that area, right? Can you imagine like now somebody having a Tootsie Roll challenge now, and like that's probably what would have been happening. If a net would have been to see everybody doing the Tootsie Roll or the butter, whichever one.
Bro,
yeah,
you could go back 1,000 years. We haven't gotten any smarter.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just
technology.
Yeah, like the Kid and Play challenge or some shit. Like it's just crazy.
Yeah. Well, people. Social media has done that. It's given people the ability to turn anything into a fad. Like remember our Harlem Shake, right?
Yeah.
Well,
exactly.
Y'all remember back like 3 years ago, maybe.
The new Harlem Shake,
where they came up with like this new Harlem Shake and. Like people all around the country was doing it in school and in the office, and like
my kids' minds were blown that was not the original Harlem Shake. My kids are like, what do you mean there was another Harlem Shake before this? That's impossible. This is the Harlem Shake. And I had to like go back and show them like what was the video? Loon's video.
Yeah.
Where they was doing Harlem Shake, and then I was like, "That's the Harlem Shake." I was like, "There's no way!" Like they really were like in disbelief that there was another Harlem Shake. It's crazy.
G-Dep special delivery.
Yeah, there you go.
Pooh's here. What's up, Pooh?
Eddie came to the house.
Eddie came. Hey, Pooh, I got some bad news for you. Well, I got good news. I got bad news. The good news is
Give me the bad news.
The bad news is the show is over.
Okay. That's cool.
We wrapping up.
That's cool.
Wow. Pooh, that's actually good that you join us now. Because you work in a school, you work with kids a lot. What's your most annoying trend of 2018 so far?
Wow.
The consensus here has been the In My Feelings challenge. The Kiki, do you love me shit. So maybe you can give us something like that. Just annoys the hell out of all of us. So maybe you got something different.
Nah, I mean, because it wasn't that, it just dawned. School hadn't even been in yet. But like probably the most, I don't know about 2000. It wasn't 2018, but it was, I think 2017. It was the dab. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, Cam.
Like yo, kids.
Gerald, your quarterback. That's your quarterback.
Hey,
that's my quarterback.
The students was asked to go to the restroom, and they'll dab. I'm like, please go to the restroom, dab. And I'm like, yo, y'all bugging. Please stop that.
Yo, you know what's crazy about that? This dude, this white guy on my job. He's like 50. He's like a conservative Christian, whatever. He said something to me about you probably gonna go dab tonight or something. I ain't know what the hell he was talking about, right?
That's what
and
y'all
it wasn't
do, right?
until like
the hell is that?
That's what I'm saying. I'm learning from him, and it's like I actually been hearing the song for months, because I listened to music, I guess. But I didn't know. I thought they was saying check out my dial, like the dial on my watch. That's what they were saying.
You get old for real, man.
You are getting old.
Check out my dial.
Oh man, like that reminds me of
when it clicked.
I remember when I was like, I don't know, I was like a teenager. Would you remember Mary J's song "Real Love"? And me and my sister was in the car with my pops, and my pops jamming to the song like he getting busy, like. And he looks at my sister and says, "Why she looking for a river?"
Oh wow!
That's what you sound like right now. Yeah, like that's what you sound like. So Keyonne walking around, look at my dial. Look at my.
That's
dial.
what I thought they were saying. About months. That's what I thought they were
saying.
Wow.
That's definitely a sign you're getting up there.
I agree.
Wow.
I totally agree.
Wow.
But Pooh, you right, man. I don't know if it was because the song was kind of popular in the Atlanta, Georgia area. But when that kid started doing it for the first downs and the touch, it was, man.
Yo, it was crazy.
Every 4-year-old to 44-year-old.
Yeah. like basketball, any type of event, like when they when they show the screen and they'll blow it up and they'll show the fans, they dab.
Yeah, they dab.
I think I saw it when what's the head coach for Clemson? That's when I started putting it together.
Dabo.
Like, his name is Dabo.
Yeah, Dabo. Yeah, when he started doing, I'm like, now I start putting it all together. Like, Or
when Roy Williams was doing it, like in the locker, like. UNC's like everybody.
North Carolina.
Yeah. Like,
okay.
Wow. Yeah. I'm so glad the dab is dead. Yeah. Kiki challenge.
It was but you know what? I go back to they had this So Gone challenge, like.
Yeah, I mean, like, all these challenges, Ice Bucket Challenge, So Gone Challenge.
I like that one.
What, the So Gone Challenge?
Well, the talking about they had to rap over that beat.
Yeah.
I liked it too, though. I
found out old boy for rap for the Trailblazers. The dude's nice.
Yeah.
Damn, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
all right.
Al's checked out on this conversation.
Yeah, Al's like, please shut up.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I'm fitting it out, man.
And there, folks, is your ninth Uncle Courtly moment. You made it out.
I used to love seeing the dab, man. That meant we scored.
True. Oh boy. right. Well, Keyonne, you ready for some trivia?
Yeah. So, y'all ready? So I got 5 categories. I got everybody on it. So I'm switching up a little bit. So on 4 categories, I got rushing yards. This is all time, right? Rushing yards, passing yards, sacks, rushing TDs. The way the scoring works is if you could name the number 1 person on the list, you get 1 point. And if you name the 10th person on the list, you get 10 points. I did the top 10 for these 4 categories, right? Y'all follow that so far?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now for the 5th category, the scoring is different. It's I go 11 to 20, so there's still 10 questions, but this is religions. If you say I want a religions for 13, you can get 13 points for that question. Got it?
Yeah.
All right. So it's Jeopardy style.
I'm hearing some background noise too.
That's Eddie Kane always.
Yeah.
But so if you want to pick the category, you say I want rushing yards, and then you pick the one you want. But if you want religions, you gotta tell me the point. So say I want religion for 60 or whatever, all the way up to 20, from 11 to 20. Y'all got it?
So if I name the 10th, the person with the 10th highest rushing yards, I get 10 points as opposed to getting 1 point if I name the number 1 guy.
Exactly.
Okay, that's interesting.
No, it is.
And we got 5 rounds. And last week, who won last week was Al.
Don't act like you don't know.
Oh, Jay.
Last week.
Jay, I got a short-term memory, bro. I mean, my short-term memory is shot, and you can guess why. So, Jay, you go first.
All right. I go rushing yards, and Jerome Bettis
is number 7, so you get 7 points.
Right.
Correct. Next I got is Gerald.
So wait a minute. So he just said Jerome Bettis, and he got 7 points.
Yep, because he's number 7 on all time.
Yeah. With the notion
he got
being that the further down the list, the more obscure it becomes, so it's get more points.
Yeah, it's a little harder. Everybody, you pick one, is you get 1 point. That's easy. You feel me?
And he got that right. Jerome Bettis is number 7.
He's number 7.
Okay.
You just gotta name the person, and I give you the points.
Yeah.
And if you name somebody that's not on the list, you get no points.
Oh, he just want to take me to hate on my Steelers. He mad because Jonathan Stewart. That's all that was.
Nah, I was just making sure I wasn't on last week. I was making sure I had the rules right.
No, you good.
Now this is different. I didn't do it this way.
Some new shit. This is some brand.
Oh,
new.
this is new
to all of us.
Yeah, I didn't do it this way.
Okay. I won't say Tamunga Biaka Batuka. Jay, no, that's my favorite running back
You
ever.
can say whatever you want, brother. But
all right. What's the category?
So rushing yards, passing yards, sacks, rushing TDs, and religions.
Um.
And one more thing I'm gonna throw in about the religions. I took the religions test and I got all of these right. So this is, I could do it. You should be able to do it. Anyway, go ahead.
Give me receptions.
Okay, I didn't say that. I said rushing yards, passing yards,
receptions for 44, please.
rushing TDs, and religions. I said
I thought
rushing yards. Listen, no thought, brother. Rushing yards, passing yards, sacks.
Man, is this time up yet?
And religions.
all right, give me
Colors,
passing
6.
yards.
Got it. So he's gonna make up his own list. All right, passing yards.
Fried chicken.
Plaid.
Give me a name, brother.
I'm with you, man. Passing yards. Warren Moon
is number 10 on the list. The last one.
Wow.
So 10 points. Yeah, good shot. After all the back and forth, you got it right. So Pooh, you up.
Rushing yards.
Eddie can't get to go third.
I already got the names in order. I got the names in order already, so I'm just going,
What kind of system we running? He just grabbed the mic, jumped right in.
Al, I told you, Al, take off your suit, give it to Pooh. He got the same lead.
Yeah.
He's giving you a mic, but let me have rushing yards. Curtis Martin.
Curtis Martin is number 4. So you get
too
4.
high, son of a gun.
Word, Kurt's up to 4.
Yeah.
Damn,
Al,
that's
you up?
impressive.
Yeah. 14,100 yards.
Wow. I'm gonna say rushing yards, and I'm gonna go Tony Dorsett.
Dorsett is number 9 on the list.
He's fading.
That's good. So it's top 10. So number 9. So as we lead the first round, Gerald's in first place, Al second, Jay third, Pooh last.
Wow.
Y'all
Jay,
get used to that.
I'm gonna go Sacks, and I am gonna go Julius Peppers.
Julius Peppers is number 4.
Like he number 4. I knew that.
Man, he's up there. Okay.
Yeah, he's number 4. Hold on, 4. Okay. Gerald, you up.
Religions.
For what?
Are we ranking those?
It goes from 11 to 20. So for how many points you want to go from 11 points to 20 points?
I mean, what are we ranking the
Nah, he just got to ask you a question.
Give me a number between 11 and 20,
okay.
and I'll read you the.
Give me 15.
Okay. Which Bible figure is most closely associated with remaining obedient to God despite suffering?
Job.
That is correct. 15 points. All right. So Pooh, you up.
Wow. Let me have rushing, and let me get
rushing yards or TD.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me get. Where's this guy? Let me get rushing yards.
Okay.
Let me get Adrian Peterson.
AP is not on the list, bro.
Okay.
What?
Not in the top.
I thought he was 10th, yo. Dang.
He's not in the top 10.
I thought he was 10th. There you go.
And
You told us to get used to being in last place, though. So we're good.
I'm not going to take points away.
I was actually saying get used to me being in first place.
So as we no, we're still in the second round. Al, you up?
let me go. Let me try Marino. Passing yard. Marino.
Passing yards. Marino is number 5. 5 points. So as we lead the second round, Gerald has 25 points. Al 14, second place. Jay 11, Pooh 4. Now I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna give the tip to everybody. You notice how you can really come up in the religious category. I know y'all pussy about that. That's why I gave it the most points. Yeah. All right, now.
I ain't pussy about it.
I see it. You're in first place. So, Jay, you up?
Give me sacks again. Let me go John Randall.
John Randall is damn number. Now he's 9. He's 10, but he's tied for 9th. and it's 10 people, so you can get only 9 points with that. You feel me? So you got the most.
How many he got?
So it's a trick question.
He has he is tied for ninth, but he's the 10th person on the list with 137.5 sacks.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. So Gerald, you up?
Let's go back home, man. Let's go back religion for 16.
What? Oh, it just might get you. What was Joseph Smith's religion?
Joseph Smith, who?
Joseph Smith.
Are you saying Smith or Schmidt?
Smith. Smith. Joseph Smith. He's a famous American. He created a religion.
Joseph Smith. He created a religion.
Yup.
I should have went that one.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
Oh, Mormon.
That is correct. I was going to get upset if you. I mean, come on, this ain't that. Well, no,
I forgot.
But anyway, you got it. 16.
I forgot.
Gerald is pulling away from y'all. Pull you up.
Man, give me rushing yards. Staying away from that.
All right, go ahead. Pooh.
Let me get rushing yards, man. Let me have Marshall Faulk, man.
Marshall Faulk is not on the list. Not in the top 10.
I'm swinging for that 10, man. Instead of just getting points, I'm trying to get that 10th guy. Dang.
Falk not on the.
He's not in the top 10. Al, you up?
Let me try him for touchdowns. Falk.
Rush touchdowns. Marshall Faulk is number 7. He has 100 touchdowns. So
I can't believe. Yeah, he ain't in the top 10. Well, he was a receiver too, though. I get it.
Yards. So as we enter the 4th round, Gerald 41, Al 20, Gerald 41, Al 21, Jay 20, Pooh 4.
Dang.
4th round, Jay, you up?
Oof, man, let me go religion for 20.
This one might be kind of rough, Jay, but I got it right. When does the what day does the Jewish Sabbath begin?
Oh yeah, good luck on that.
What day of the week is the Sabbath?
Yeah. Sabbath. What day of the week does the Jewish Sabbath begin?
I thought it was only one day of the Jewish Sabbath. So I get, would that be the beginning? So there's more than one day of the Jewish Sabbath?
It's over a few days.
How many seconds he got, bro?
Okay, 10, 9,
Saturday?
8. Close. It's Friday. Incorrect.
Oh, I should have known that. The whole fish thing. Damn. All right. Yeah.
Gerald, nice try though. Gerald, you up?
Yeah, I was close. Religion for 19.
Which of these religions aims at nirvana, the state of being free from suffering?
Nirvana, the state of being free from suffering.
I'm all over this one. I know this one. God, son.
Start his clock. Stop playing.
10, 9,
Really? Thank you, Alvin.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Buddhism.
You are correct.
Man,
19 points.
Man.
I promise I didn't Google anything.
He got somebody in the room. He got a call.
Your
Call
dog.
I don't. I'm an upstanding citizen, man. Like I just.
Let me get Scout's honor.
He's pulling away.
Scout's honor, man. Scout's honor, man.
Who you up?
I just pulled. It was either that or Hinduism, so I just went with the one that,
Yeah, whatever. Hey, I'm out of there now, man. But let me try to salvage something, man. Let me do religion for the 18, man.
Okay.
What
was the name of the person whose writings and actions inspired the Protestant Reformation?
Ooh, I know this one.
Dude, go to L, man. I don't know that.
Come on, Pooh. Give it a shot, bro.
Yeah, give it a shot. And after your timer run out, I'll let you know.
What was the name of the person? What was the name of the person whose writings and actions inspired the Protestant Reformation? He basically broke off from the Catholic Church and started his own thing.
Oh, I don't know. Wasn't it Martin Luther?
Oh, we getting
that
hints
is
now?
correct.
Yeah, it was. That is correct.
Oh, now we're giving hints.
I don't think that
yeah, but he gave a hint though.
Was that a hint?
Yeah, he basically
That was a big hint.
Yeah.
He basically broke off from the Catholic Church.
That's like telling me on my answer. It's basically like the day before Saturday.
You usually save your hints for JR.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't used to this shit.
He always give it to Jay.
I felt sorry. Who gonna lose anyway? I just felt sorry.
He just jumped into like second place.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm not in second place. I got 20 points. I'm not in second place. I'm still in last place.
Got 22.
But anyway,
now you a hint.
Hey, Jay, it's basically Martin Luther.
Exactly. It's basically Martin Luther King Jr. without the King and the Junior.
Whatever. He always gets stuff like this to Jay. Right or wrong. He always gives Jay a mad hint. Be like, what's going on?
Happy MLK Day, Pooh.
I was shocked he hooked you up this time.
Yeah.
I'll take religion for
I
17.
won't say anything. What now?
Religion for 17.
I'm not saying a word. Y'all give me help. What religion most people in Pakistan consider themselves?
I know this one.
What religion do most people in Pakistan consider themselves?
I said Muslim.
Oh, Muslim. You are correct. 17. So, as we enter the last round, Gerald's in first place with 60. Al's in second place with 38. Pooh's in third place with 22. And Jake's last with 20. Now,
Trashing Jay.
For this round, it's going to be double the points. And if you get it wrong, it's going to be negative. Whatever points is
woo!
Yeah. So for the final round.
You haven't deducted so far.
No, I wasn't deducting this time.
Okay.
But I will go for this round. The highest religion is 14 points.
Give me religion.
So it'll be 28 points or negative 14. I didn't hear what you said. Something slicks.
No, I said give me religion
for
14. Yeah.
Okay. It's just two words. Hold on. Let me see.
You go,
2 words.
Get to me. You start reading in different languages and shit.
Okay.
Basa. Like what?
I'm gonna add a word to it. I got it right again. As I said, what is Ramadan?
What? Oh, you mean like the translation?
What is Ramadan? You give me hell. Now here's the question: what is Ramadan?
No, I'm asking for clarity. You're asking for the translation of Ramadan, or like what?
What is it? So your son comes up to say, "Daddy, what is Ramadan?"
All right, start the clock.
10,
9, 8.
Man,
7,
I mean, I don't. I mean, will they observe fasting from sunrise to sunset? Muslims do.
Okay, I'm gonna say this one more time. If your son came up to you and said, "Daddy, what is Ramadan?" 5.
It's an unacceptable answer, Judge.
Jesus. All right.
2.
Ramadan was the 9th month of the Muslim calendar, right? I don't like they fast from sunrise to sun. What else you want?
Okay. The answer is the answer I have here is a Muslim holy month.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Is that a minus 28 or minus 14?
I would actually give him that.
Are you
really?
I mean, that's what I'm. Do you want the definition of it or the translation? That's the only definition I know of Ramadan. It's the 9th month in the Muslim calendar year, right?
I mean, that's fair, but it's a Muslim holy. It's a holy month. It's a Muslim holy month.
Where they observe fasting from sunrise to sun. So
I'm going to give it to
holy.
I'm going to give it to him because that's
give it that to him. Yeah, you going to give him? You going to give him? Whoa!
Man, yo, I'm flying. Alvin, let me borrow your jet.
I'm going to give it to him.
And Pooh, I'll explain that joke to you later.
He didn't say about the Jews. He starts talking about Jews or Hindus.
He ain't say nothing about holy month at all.
Like, for all I know,
it
could be November. I mean, it's the 9th month. What's that mean?
Of the month.
Yes, where they observe fasting from sunrise to sunset.
Yeah.
Like, is that not
September
Ramadan?
is the 9th month too. It ain't no holiday.
I'm giving it to him. We gonna move on, Gerald.
Wow.
So just because I didn't say it was holy.
I say partial with that key, half on that.
Pooh, man, you just made me back in last place.
I mean, that's like if somebody say, "What's Christmas?" It's the last month of the year. What?
The last month of the year.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Because Christmas is not a month. Christmas is a day.
If you were to say,
so if you ask me what's Christmas, and I said,
gifts,
Christmas is a day that it's a day that Christians exchange gifts, and they fake it from a fat white man.
Oh,
just because I don't say it's holy.
I
give it to him for that. That's why I'm there.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. Give me my
He ain't even say the main word you was looking for.
The crowd boos. Boo.
Wow.
Hey, Keyonne.
Hey, Jay.
Keyonne.
We're throwing tomatoes at the host right now.
Didn't you ask all these shit talking niggas if they wanted to host trivia?
I'm saying next week someone else doing this shit.
Hey,
that's what I'm saying. This shit ain't. What last place?
Nah, the fans know Keyonne for hosting trivia.
Hey, but I got.
Hey, Gerald,
hold on, I got this for Key, man. Jay, I know you gonna appreciate this one, but we need a rope, a tree to hang the referee,
man,
a bullet, a gun to shoot the other one. That's how we feel about Key right now.
No, man. Hey, man.
Gerald, you up, man?
Hey, man. I know how Alabama feel. I know how UConn women's basketball feel right now. It's just anything to get me off of this winning streak, man.
And you actually not going to win. I mean, it's on Gerald. Gerald pick a question. He's way in first place unless he lose.
Yeah. What do I have? Let me see what I need to do.
You got religion 11, 12, 13. You got
to go
in all the other categories.
What's the score?
Let me go.
The score is Gerald 60, Jay 48, final, Al 38, Pooh 22.
Oh well, shit. If that's the case, let me go passing yards.
Okay. Pooh for 22 like that. Go ahead.
You're killing me, man. Passing yards. Give me a name.
Damn, I can't even remember who number one on that list now. Let me get passing yards. Let me get Brett Favre.
Brett Favre is number 2, so you get 4 points. All the crying, you won the game. Can nobody? Pooh, you up?
So this is formality. Yeah, I can't do nothing.
You can come in second.
There's no 45-point question.
You can actually tie with Jay. If you get like religion 13, you could tie with Jay.
Man, and I ain't going out there on that religion.
And you get it wrong.
I'm jumping out there, man. I'll try to tie Jay. Let's go. Give it to him. That's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm saying it's basically the number between 7 and 9. That's basically what it is.
Who's sitting at 4 points? The dead last. I felt bad for him, man.
Good. Nah, I don't need your pity, Keith.
Apparently you do, sir. Apparently
You need your assistance.
I don't need your pity. You know.
I ain't asking for no handout. That's how the
Yeah.
game.
You know, just give me a stage and a mic.
Calling out plays that even though we're on the list. I mean, I just feel bad for him. Go ahead, Pooh. What you need, brother?
Man, petrified of that. Let me get let me have Russian TDs, man.
Okay. Give me one.
Give me Russian TDs. I think this got pretty high on the list, though. Let me stop it. Let me get what's Marcus Allen, man.
Marcus Allen's number 3 on the list, so 6 points.
Oh, that's for 6 points.
Oh, yeah.
Finishes 28. Al, you up?
Let me get religion for 22.
Hey,
We ain't got 22?
No, I got 11, 12, and 13.
How ironic is it that Pooh
adults.
ends up with Adrian Peterson's jersey number?
Whatever, Jay.
So 11, 12, and 13 times 2.
Give me religion for 13.
Okay. Which religion are Vishnu and Shiva central figures?
Hinduism.
That's correct. 26 points.
That's correct.
And damn, we have a tie, folks. Al's tied with Gerald.
That's what I'm talking about.
So yeah,
So,
Count this brother out. Don't count this brother out.
See, Gerald, would you give it playing it safe? Look at you.
Not true.
so I'm gonna flip a coin.
Damn, really?
Now he in a dog fight.
Yeah, so that means we all back in it. Nah,
We all
the
back.
coin is land. I'm gonna say Al.
How does the tiebreaker? Keyonne, how does the tiebreaker work, man?
The coin ain't gonna work. Let me say I got a number between 1 and 20.
Keyonne, you can text me a number.
Okay, thank you, Jake. Get me out of it. No, I'm gonna text it to Pooh.
Yeah, text me. There you go. Yeah, giving Pooh hints. Pooh gonna add that number onto the top on his score, man. Don't do that.
Yeah. Whatever, Jay.
Keyonne just sent me a 12. I got 12. Let's just go a double. I got 24.
Whatever, Jay.
What, whoever's closest to the number, that's what we're doing?
Yeah. Pooh, I just text you a number.
All right. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. All right. Now, the number between 1 and 20. Gerald, what's the number?
Man, I'm gonna go with the number 11.
All right. Al, what's the number?
7.
Okay. Pooh, who's closer?
Gerald.
All right. So,
What's the number?
Gerald,
The number.
it was 15.
Number 15.
Oh,
All right. So, I'm saying it's a whole bunch of questions left. So just go ahead and pick. We got religions, 11 and 20. This is also worth. Well, this is single because it don't matter. Whoever win. Religions. You got religions for 11 and 12, and we got
give me
all
religion
the
for
categories.
12. Religion for 12.
Wait a minute. Jay and I are out?
Yeah, man.
Everybody out. Yeah, it's because it's a tie score.
I'm bugging.
What you mean?
Yeah.
Y'all losing, man.
So it's a tie score. This is a layup for 12 points. What was Mother Teresa's religion?
She was a Christian.
Oh, now I can't give you that, bro.
Nah, she was a
That's
Catholic.
wrong.
No,
she was a
she
Catholic.
Exactly.
She was a Catholic, man.
Catholics are what?
Catholics is a different thing. That's like
Catholics are what?
it's a form of Christianity.
Catholicism is a what?
Nah, I can't give you that one, man.
Catholicism is a what?
A religion.
It's a form, but it's a form of
In a form of what, right?
But so is Mormons. Like, so is Mormon. If you had said Joseph Smith created Christian, yeah, I couldn't give you that because it's like a subset of. You know what I mean?
Come on, man.
Can't do it, bro.
Protestants are Christians.
You're not JR. You ain't gonna get that.
Go ahead, man. Hey, I'm out. Ain't got shit to do with this.
So Jay can get the point. But I can't get the point.
Hey,
though.
man.
Wow.
You sound like Stephen A.
Wow.
Smith. I'm not Michael Jordan. Don't throw my name in this shit. Ain't got nothing to do with this.
Come on.
Okay, Pooh.
How many points did he lose?
Pooh and Jay, who have nothing to do with this. Am I right on this or am I wrong? Between Pooh and Jay, he says a Christian. I say it's Catholic. Which one is it? We would do. Should I give him another question?
I would agree that it doesn't count because there is a reason why other segments of Christianity do not attend Catholic churches because it is a different religion.
They have different sets of rules. This is why Martin Luther left the Catholic Church because it's different stuff they have to do. It's like it's a different thing.
Well, would you argue that Protestants are not Christians?
What you don't know? What is what he's saying?
Is that what you said? Like,
no, what I'm saying
it's too broad.
Yes.
It's too broad.
Would you argue that Jehovah's Witnesses are not Christians?
No. What we're saying? That's like asking. That's like asking.
They're all Christians.
That's like asking who was Martin Luther King. You say he was a man.
No.
Yes.
No, man.
They're all
when they ask the world's largest religions, they say Christian, they say Muslims, Christians. They don't break and then they break it out because guess what? It's different. It's different. It's different. It's different forms of Islam. Also, it's Islam. It's Sunnis. It's Shiites. All right. That's what it is.
So what? Wait. So let me. What's the score? So I know what I gotta.
Tied up. It's 0-0.
You just need a thing.
I'll take Russian leaders. And I'll take Emmitt Smith.
Al wins.
How very apropos of you, sir. Oh,
that's crazy, man. That's crazy, man.
Al wins.
Nah, man.
The tortoise.
That's crazy, man. That's crazy, man. I'm fucking writing my congressman.
Hey, man. Sorry.
Yeah,
it's what it is, bro.
Somebody ask you what a Whopper is.
I couldn't even. It is a sandwich though. I couldn't even got half points. That's crazy.
And you said it with such confidence.
Yeah.
Christian.
Christian. What are you talking about?
Nah.
The nerve of you.
Because Christianity is a religion. Come on. All right, that's what it is.
Hey, the commissioner has spoken. This is the NFL.
Hey,
exactly. That's the danger you get when you give one man all the power, man. And again,
he's a black man, Jay.
Yeah,
nah, what you mean? He asked y'all. And I was like, nah.
I'm saying we had it wasn't gonna change his mind.
I want the listeners to write in.
I'm Damari
and
Smith
say,
at that point.
Am I wrong?
Martin Luther King's a black.
I would like to hear from the listeners.
I don't think I'm wrong.
But you can put an asterisk next to my win if you want. Either way, I won, and I'm taking it.
Damn right.
Black
man. So anybody want to chime in? Is Keyonne wrong? Is Gerald right? Let us know. Hashtag Defy Life or email us info@godefylife.com. What up?
My mind goes to the Pacquiao fight. Was it Joe Horn? He hit him, like played it safe. It was a question when you picked like the 4 points. I mean, that's on you. You could have got more. You played it safe at the end. You leave it up to the judges. I'm just saying. But anyway.
I don't know.
Martin Luther King, a black man.
And you know how black folks get when they get some power, Keyonne. I'm just
kidding. Hey. Defy Life. Let me know if I'm right or wrong.
Defy Life. Let us know if we right or wrong. I like that.
All right. Keyonne, you hosted Pardon Shot. What you got for me?
parting shot. All I gotta say is what I just said. You know, when you leave it up to the judges, it's on you. You better knock out your opponent while you in the ring, because you leave it up to the judges, anything can happen.
Say it again.
Defy Life.
In the back.
I still love y'all.
All right, Al, you won. What you got for me?
Since I feel like Muhammad Ali and I just rope-a-dope my way to a win. Shout out to the greatest, Muhammad Ali. That's my party shot.
No doubt. All right, Gerald, you up next. What you got for me?
Man, I just want to reiterate what I said at the beginning of the show. I'm really proud of the Defy Life team. Great week. And I'll close out by saying, if you're not messing with Defy Life, what is your life about?
No doubt. All right. Tom Stevens, bringing up the rear. What you got for me, man?
I came in right in the nick of time, just to fall short, in another victory attempt. That's
way
cool.
Short.
That's cool. But I do want to say, if whoever hadn't chimed in and gave a listen to the Power Podcast, definitely give it a try. It's pretty decent. I'm pretty sure you'll like it. In-depth analysis and Whose Line Is This is definitely the highlight of the show. So please stop by, check it out. It's brought to you by Defy Life. Go Defy Life.
No doubt. Well, mine's really quick. We talked about it earlier in the show, but I said I was gonna save it. But shout out again to LeBron James, man. Doing things and setting trends the right way. We can only hope that more athletes and more people of influence can follow. Shout out to LeBron for actually putting in action what can actually change an entire community in generations. So, y'all know how I feel about LeBron, but outside of anything basketball, like I said on Facebook, save your debates. This is some great shit. It's changing lives. So, big ups, LeBron. So,
All right.
Well, that's it, man. It's been episode 68 of the Defy Life Podcast. Thank you all for listening. We will talk to you next week. Until then, Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life.
Defy Life.